What is up, my friends? It is D-Day. The French are in town. Liverpool versus Paris Saint-Germain, a massive Champions League quarter-final second leg. We know a place in the quarter-final awaits if we can turn around a 2-goal deficit. Easier said than done. The team news has dropped. I'm sure you're well aware of it, but let me talk you through it. It is, of course, Georgie in goal. At right back, Frimpong. Left back, Milos Kerkez. Your centre backs, as expected, Virgil van Dijk, your captain, and Ibrahima Kanade. A midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister, and Soboslai, with Wirtz, Isak, and Ekitike in the front three. No Rio Engamoa, I guess, is the frustration, but that is an attacking lineup. Will they be able to gel together and get the result? Only time will tell. Lots of different feelings going around today. Some people feeling excited, some people feeling nervous, but right now, what we do know is that is the 11. The bench will go through in a minute. Over to you guys to have your say. Appreciate you guys coming and having a chat with me this evening. We'll do our best to keep you through the game and keep you up to date as much as we can. We will, of course, have a match reaction, player ratings video, and everything else you would expect on a match day here on the channel. Right, let's have a look at the bench then, shall we? It is Freddie Woodman, it's Monsieur, it's Gomez Salah, Chiesa Jones, Gakpo, Robbo, Nioni, Nalo, Ngamoa. Now, for me, this looks like a team that is set to not give away anything early, to set to try and get battle of the midfield, and then to let those front three try to create. If we need to bring in with Mohamed Salah's there, Rio Ngamoa's there. But for me, I think job number one here is make sure you get that first goal. If we get the first goal, anything's possible. We don't want to concede. We don't want to be on the back foot. Big night tonight, ladies and gents. I honestly have no idea what to expect from this one. But like everybody else, fingers crossed we can find a way. Fingers crossed we can break down this PSG team, create chances, and pull out a miracle. Luke, how are you, my man? Luke Conway, appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for a super chat of the night. Can't help but feel it's too early to start Isak. Luke, I agree. But, look, I just want us to win. And for me, I get it. I think it's really a big gamble to start Isak. But maybe the thought process is, like I said, try to figure something out there and then add a bit of width in later on if needs be. You know, this is what we brought the boys in for occasions like this, for nights like this. And whilst I fully agree that I think it's a bit early for Isak, we don't get to see him on the training ground. The manager and the rest of the team will get a good look at him. They know if he's ready or not, and we have to just, I guess, trust the process. As difficult as it is at times, that's what tonight is about, making sure we can get this result. And look, I think it's fair to say we all have our own opinions on the managerial situation in the future. But tonight, it's about getting behind the boys and hoping we can pull one of those famous Anfield nights out. Injured Isak, but no Mo or Rio again. He wants to lose. Look, I don't think he does, Jaden. I think he's honestly just trying to look to the future now and trying to see, can we get Ekitike and Isak playing together? Will Wirtz look more like himself playing behind the front too? It's a roll of the dice, there's no denying that, but I guess when your back's against the wall, you're going to try everything you can, and I just want the best for the team and for the club tonight. So, you know, hostilities to one side. Tonight is about trying to get that result against Paris Saint-Germain and hoping for one of those big European nights. Do you think it's three at the back again? My initial thoughts would be no. I don't, but I guess we'll figure it out as and when we see the boys out there on the pitch. But my initial thoughts are no, it's a back four. I'm thinking it's 4-2, or excuse me, 4-3-2-1 or something along those lines. But like I said, don't get caught up too much in it. But let's just wait and see how it impacts the game, because that's what it's all about, right? We'll all have our own thoughts. Of course we will, on the formation before the game. But it's about if it's impactful, if it's the right model, if it's the right setup for PSG. And I guess only time is going to tell us that. I play darts. Can I put your logo on my shirt? Of course, we'd love to. Finn, be a pleasure. If you want the logo or you need anything, just email us, bro. We'll send it out to you. It'd be an absolute pleasure. It'd be an honour to have our logo on your shirt, my man. Of course, you're part of our community. If we can send you over the logo or anything, please just say, my man, we'll make it happen. Honestly, what a team. Hope we can do this, Gio. Yeah, look, it has the potential of something special. It is a team filled with quality. It's a team filled with attacking threat. Let's hope that the midfield are up for the battle as well. If we get the first goal tonight, this could be sexy. This could be special. So look, like I said, we all feel how we feel about this season. But tonight is one of those nights where we got to come together. We got to put out positive vibes and we got to hope. Because imagine the feeling we'll have if we can actually do this. And like I said last night on the stream, even if we go out with a fight, if we go out and we maybe win on the night but we don't go through, it's about building something here. It's about trying to look to the future and see how Liverpool develop from this point on. So hopefully we put in a good shift tonight. I know it's going to be absolutely epic inside Anfield. The crowd are going to do their part. Hopefully the players and Arna respond. Rabadam, how are you, my friend? I'm honestly not nervous. Based on both game in Paris and the season as a whole, I kind of view this as a bonus if a miracle should happen. I think that's probably the mindset of a lot of us, mate, going into this one. You know, we are Liverpool fans, so we're always going to have that hope of a famous European night at Anfield. You know, it's definitely something you can't rule out. Now, whether you expect it or not, I guess that's up to each individual person. But I'm kind of in your camp, mate. I'm hoping for the best tonight. I'm open for a miracle. Let's wait and see how it plays out. I think we can win this if we're fully focused. You'll never walk alone, said Leon. Thank you for being with us, Leon, as a member for 3 months, my friend. Appreciate you. This one from Lick My Giblets. Love that account name, by the way. My friend said they better give everything tonight, leave nothing on the pitch. Anything else is unacceptable. Look, they know that. The players know what's on the cards tonight. They know what they have to do. They know the quality of the opposition. They know they're going to get the backing of the Anfield faithful. And, you know, it is just a hope that we can do something truly, truly special. You know, there's no shame in getting knocked out, you know, but it's going out without a whimper. We want to make sure that we go out on our shield. And if we do that, I think we can say we're proud of the lads. Faisal, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you in again, bro. Hope you're well. Mr. Mark, how are we, dude? Hope life's treating you well. I'm trying to be positive, but my head has doubts. If FSG backslot, I'm going to be asking myself some serious questions. So, you know where I am on that one, Mark, my man. And we can have this conversation, bro, and we will definitely have it over the next few weeks. But tonight, you know, it's match time. It's time to just sit back and do what we enjoy best, watching football. You know, I know it's been tough. It's been heavy going for us Liverpool fans over the past few months, and I've certainly played my part in that as well, and I've had my own frustrations. But you got to dream. And tonight's one of those nights, Mark, where we just have to sit back and dream, as the old banner says, make us dream. That's what tonight's about. And if they can do it, my goodness, what a turnaround it'd be. If they don't, look, we'll deal with the fallout as and when it happens. But right now, I'm just trying to focus in on the game because, you know, we're all tired. We're all frustrated. We've all had one hell of a tough season as Liverpool fans with lots of downs and not too many ups. So fingers crossed tonight. Tonight's one of those special nights. That's all I can keep saying. And I know I'm sorry for repeating myself, but we gotta hope. If we don't have hope in life in general, you know, what have we got? So let's keep our fingers crossed. At least no subject 18, and he's better staying on the bench. Look, I never really expected Cody to be starting this one, to be honest with you. I did expect Rio, so that is a bit of a surprise, as is no Mohamed Salah. But like I've said, all we can really do at this point is hope for the best and see how we get on. The night script, how are you, my friend? Said, I hope both strikers play in the centre considering no wide players are starting. Maybe it's a 4-4-2 with a diamond-shaped midfield. Let's do this. So looking at the midfield, in my head, I'm thinking the fullbacks are going to get forward and at least one of those midfielders are going to step back in to maybe make it somewhat of a back three at times. But this is going to take bravery. This is going to take the fullbacks to hold their nerve, get high up the pitch. It's going to take a good press. And most importantly, we cannot give Paris Saint-Germain the time to get their heads up and find a pass. We know they're devastating on the counter. We know they can play through the lines. So if we got to use Chelsea as a model. How Chelsea played against Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup was, in my opinion, the blueprint of how you go about trying to beat this PSG team. If you don't match them for intensity, if you don't match them for effort, if you don't match them for aggression, you're not going to get anywhere. So, yeah, tonight, maybe there is a lack of width, but if we can find a way, please make it happen, you know. I don't know if I'm deluded, but, like, it's Liverpool and you never know. Chasen Vlog said, what I was thinking is Frimpong has the freedom to go forward and Kirkes dropping back to defend. Maybe. Or maybe vice versa. We've seen at times under Jurgen in particular that Trent did have that ability to even drift in field at times to create an extra midfielder, whereas one of our fullbacks may be sitting a little bit deeper. What I'd noticed as well earlier on in the season was Andy Robertson and Kirkes almost having to half commit going forward, while Frimpong or Bradley on the other side was getting a bit more license to. It's a tough measuring act tonight because we're coming into this -2, We got to find a way to get 2 goals to get back to scratch, and the worst case scenario for us is to concede the first one early. That makes it an even more difficult process. So get the first goal, we know what it's about. Keep it tight, get the first goal. Hopefully some nerves kick in. They've been to Anfield before. They think they know what to expect, and it's up to the Reds and the fans inside tonight to make sure that we take it to another level. Hey Craig, how's things overall? Everything well? Guys, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Life's struggling along. The Reds have been better. I'm sure you're aware of that one. But look, can't complain too much, my friend. Life's not too bad. I like this lineup for the future, said Itachi. Yeah, definitely gives us an indication as to what we might expect going forward with the personnel. We've often been wondering what happens with Ekitike and Isak when they're both together. I think maybe tonight is a little glimpse into that future. And it'll be interesting to see how the two lads play off each other. If they have an understanding, if Ekitike starts to drop a little bit deep, as an example, maybe Isak plays on the shoulder. We'll find out a lot tonight about the future and about what these boys are looking like with regards to gelling together. Early days, I know, and I'm not expecting miracles from Isak because, he hasn't played a lot this year. But it is a big call from the manager tonight. As we said, no Salah, no Rio, and going for Isak, who, has only had, 25 minutes maybe since he's come back? Bananong said, weird gamble not playing Rio, Salah, and instead starting Isak, who's not yet up to speed and who couldn't feed, even if we were staying on an island. Look, I understand that, and I'm extremely shocked to see the team as it is, but you just got to hope they know what they're doing, and I'm sure, yeah. Like I said, I understand it. I understand the surprise. I understand the frustrations. I understand the disenfranchised season we're having and how we're feeling, but it is game night, and these are the nights I live for as a fan. All the talk during the week, all the transfer gossip, all that stuff ultimately leads to this, which is a big European night. Hey Craig, we got this. You'll never walk alone. 3-1 us and win on pens. It's weird because I said to Connor earlier on, if we do go through by some miracle, I think 3-1 is probably the scoreline. I wouldn't expect a 2-0. I do think they will score. I think they're too good not to at least create chances. And we're going to have to probably ride their luck on occasion as well. But, it's us. And with us, we know anything is possible. And if the players can't get themselves up for this one, feeding off that Anfield crowd, then we've got bigger problems ahead to deal with. But you would hope that they will react to it. They will feel something special's in the air, and let's see what the next few hours have in store for us. What do you think about them selling the United stand? So I only found out about this about an hour ago, maybe a little bit longer. Still processing it, to be honest with you, but I kind of always knew that was the direction that Brent wanted to go in. Now, I've sent Brent a message congratulating him. Look, there are two ways to look at this, I guess. Fan content is obviously breaking through to the mainstream, and as you build a community and a channel, you do often at times think about what your end game might look like. And I think it depends on where you are in your evolution as a channel. I'm certainly not going to sit here and judge the United stand or Brent for selling up. That's his prerogative, and that's his decision for him and his family. I find it intriguing, and I also find it very complimentary to our industry that it is being looked at now with some more seriousness, because fan content has had a big explosion over the last few years. So yeah, look, if it's a deal that works for Brent and his family, You know, who am I to judge him on it? You know, it's I'll judge him on any interactions we have and a few other things, but I don't begrudge him any success. I've always said that. People might look at me and think that I do, but I really don't. And as long as it's a deal that works for him and his family, who am I to judge him? You know. Yeah, but look, it also makes, I guess, it makes me think about it in a different way. In that there aren't too many really independent channels left. You know, and it kind of makes me feel like a bit proud of where we are and what we still have left to do and accomplish. So yeah, it doesn't really change anything in my life, but wish him and his family the best with it. And I'm sure Neville and co know what they're buying into and what they're doing. I'm sure they have a plan. So yeah, just crack on, I guess. Jason Vlog said, I also believe it could be 3-1, and my co-worker thinks they're going through. I doubt it, but I'm open to the possibility. Doubters to believers. Defo. Doubters to believers is definitely what we got to be hanging on to right now. But we got to have a reason to believe as well, right? So, of course, the United stand thing has had a lot of people messaging me over the last few hours asking, and I didn't know what it was about at first, but asking me, are we open? Would we sell? And honestly, no, I don't think so right now, because I don't think I'm ready and Connor's ready to wrestle away control yet. I think there's a lot more we want to do, and I think we want to do it with you guys hand in hand. So I think for us, we're going to crack on as it is. But yeah, like I said, I'm never here to judge. Like, I don't judge people about a paywall on their channel or not. It's whatever works for you and your community and what you're doing. For me, I really appreciate the support I've got given, and I think I've a bit more we can do just yet. Canelo Kang Angela said, Craig, Rio should 100% start in this match. I don't think Isak is ready. I would be on the same mindset of you, but like I said, we don't get to see Isak in training. Maybe he's looking sharper than they expected. Just got to roll with the punches tonight and hope for the best. Hey Craig, what would feel a lot more confident of pulling off another miracle tonight if Jurgen was in charge but not Arne? Look, it's on the players tonight, ultimately. The manager will make his changes, make his decisions, send the team out there, but the players have to run the hard yards, win their battles, win their duels, feed off the crowd, know when to orchestrate the crowd, know when to get Anfield up, and then hopefully something positive can happen from it. Iron Director said, what a joke of a starting 11. Not playing Rio was crazy. Playing Isak has zero match fitness is a huge concern. Again, I can understand. It wouldn't have been in my predicted 11, as you've seen. But, what can we do at this point other than sit back and hope for the best? I hope we're here talking at half-time about us looking like it could be possible. I hope we're here a full time talking about a miracle that has happened. So let's just, let's just see how it pans. I don't know what else to say, because it's impossible to sit here and make a prediction when we don't know what us is going to turn up, what PSG is going to turn up, whether this formation will be one that clicks for the players or if delivers us a few more opportunities. It's always, even if you look back to the Barcelona game when we did have that famous comeback, it's done in sections. You need that first goal. That first goal starts to create a doubt in the mind of the opponents. The Anfield factor rises up. Belief starts to grow. And football and sport is a very strange thing. Momentum is something you can't quite quantify. And sometimes it's just in the air. Who would have thought that the greatest footballer that ever laced up a pair of boots, the likes of Luis Suarez, Felipe Coutinho, that Barcelona team would have been shook like they were? So that's why we love sport. This uncertainty, this mythical possibility of something great being achieved, something miraculous. If you don't have that hope as a fan, what's the point? So let's believe, let's hope, let's pray, let's, whatever you want to do to put out positive vibes. Let's just hope we can build something special tonight. And, I'll just act against us. We're not the favourites. But, we know that this team are underperforming. We know the quality of this team is better than we've seen. So, we just have to throw caution to the wind to some extent and hope for the best. I'm feeling very, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm dreaming, I think is what I'm trying to say. I'm dreaming tonight. I'm hoping. I'm trying to push aside the negative thoughts, the doubts, and just hope for something. I'm feeling quite philosophical. That's probably the word I'm looking for. Evening, Craig. Gotta say, as a United fan, it's good to be back being a neutral after yesterday. Shocking. Here's to hopefully a good game of footy. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised at the result yesterday. I guess if you look at it, you wonder, was 3 weeks away, which of course was nothing United could do anything about because the FA Cup weekend, the way the fixtures fell. But I definitely think it's something that the Premier League should look at. Off an international break, I'm sure a team doesn't want another week after that. So I think if United maybe had a game, maybe that result could have been different. But it feels like United took a while to get going. And from what I seen in the first 35 anyway, Leeds, deservedly were ahead, but definitely wasn't the result I was expecting. Did you see Enrique once watch a match in the Cup? Yes, yeah, I did. And look, I don't blame him. It's a fucking awesome place to stand and watch a game of footy or sit and watch a game of footy. So, yeah, why not? So, this just from Arna. Arna Slot says Isak won't be able to play much longer than 45 minutes and he's not risking him in case of extra time. So it looks like the plan is to give Isak that 45 minutes. Then I'm sure we'll see Rio and Salah and others. But I guess he just... And I understand it. If we put him in, let's say, at 60 and this game did go to extra time, then you're into that territory of, is he going to be injured again? Is he in the red zone? So I guess it's a calculated risk, but it's good that he explained his thinking anyway. At least we have a better understanding of it. Hey Craig, I don't mind Isak starting over Rio purely for more aerial threat. Sofanov didn't seem super confident on high balls. Yeah, their keeper definitely looked like he had an error or two in him. I agree with you on that one, but we didn't test him enough. I guess that was the problem. Opinions on the overlap takeover. Like I said earlier on, no begrudgery from me, mate. If it obviously it's something that Goldbridge and his family thought was in their best interests, and who am I to judge? Yeah, I just try and keep my nose out of other people's business a lot of the time and just chug along and do my own thing. Ultimately, it's up to the viewers to decide what they think, and I don't really have too strong an opinion on it because it's not really my concern, or not my concern. It's not my business to interfere. If someone comes knocking on our door, then we'll have that conversation about whether we think it's the right or wrong thing. But, yeah, honestly, I just wish for the best for fan content, like I've always said. I pray our defence and midfield show up. PSG can be got at, but if we go 1-0 down, we need to do whatever possessed us against Gala at Anfield. It's going to be a lot more difficult, Matthew, against PSG than Gala, but, it's about creating doubt. We've got to create doubt in their mind tonight. And if we can do that, and they have a wobble, you never know. My dad, Jimmy D, passed away last week. My engine just blew on the top end of my car. Anfield Agenda's keep me going. Thank you, Craig and Connor. Well, mate, I'm incredibly sorry to hear about your father. And the engine on your car, but obviously that can be fixed. Yeah, man, I'm really sorry. Like, my father passed away 23 years ago, and I'm still not right by it. So I'm here for you, man. If you can come in, have a laugh with us, if we can distract you for a little bit from the real world, happy to do so, my man. But sending you love, and your family as well. Stargirl said it's a good lineup, and I didn't think I would have played Maka. Form not great. Put Rio on right or Mo, even though he's not been great. I like wingers. So what I would say on Maka, Stargirl, is, for me anyway, when he came off the bench the other day, I thought he looked a little bit more like himself. He was, he was unlucky maybe not to get himself on the score sheet. Certainly got into a good position. And if Mac is at it, he has the tenacity we need. We just haven't seen enough of it from him this year. But he is a tenacious footballer, and I'm hoping we can do something special. That's all I can do is repeat myself really until the game gets underway. Sorry, folks. One sec. Right, no Rio after his current form feels crazy. Well, I would imagine that when Isak does come off after the first 45 or however long it is, Rio and Mo will probably be the first two names to come on there. Jack, how are we, dude? Said, well, lad, I'm putting on my 0-5 Champions League jersey for the first time tonight. Hope to bring us luck. Well, the problem you're going to have now, Jackie boy, is if we do get this win tonight, I'm going to be hounding you, mate, to make sure that jersey is being put on for all the big games for the remainder of the season. But look, keep your fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed, Jack, and hopefully tonight it's one of those special nights. Thank you all. I feel the love. Reds win for Jimmy D. I hope so as well, my friend. And again, condolences on the passing of your father, mate. And we'll be here for you as much as we can. Right, Dave Sharples, how are we? Paul, are you happy with the team? Yeah, why not, Dave? Right, there you go, Dave. Are you happy with the team selection? There's a poll for you. I did this exact same lineup last night in my FIFA manager mode and we won 7-0. Could that be a sign? I also switched formation to wingers at half time. If we win this game 7-0, there's probably a not insignificant chance that I'll be sitting here with no clothes on by the end of it. Or at least topless. Yeah. I don't know how I'd actually react to something like that. A 7-0. I don't know. I tell you how I know my brain, and after all the celebration and all the other stuff, when I sit down late at night to kind of decompress, my head will then go, well, where the fuck was that for the rest of the season then? How did that just come about tonight? But look, let's be honest. Let's be honest about this. Everybody woke up today with that little 1%, didn't you? That little flame there that's just, is this possible? Can we do this? And let's hope that little flame is right, that little 1 or 2% of us is growing throughout the evening. If you win the Champions League, can you have broccoli? No. It's not happening. Can do something else and do another forfeit for you, but the broccoli stuff's donezo. Craig, it feels desperate starting Isak at this point. Very rushed to say the least. We all know how injury prone he is and this could backfire. Look, I guess it is time for risk. If you don't take some risks now, when do you? So I'm not saying I disagree with what you've said, but if you're going to have a roll of the dice, might as well be when your back's against the wall and you're 2-0 down. What's the channel email so I can get in touch? So we've got two. We've got contact@AnfieldAgenda.com and we've got partnerships@AnfieldAgenda.com. So either one of those two, mate. Either contact@AnfieldAgenda.com or partnerships@AnfieldAgenda.com. 22-1 to win on penalties. Ooh. Surely worth a fiver, that. Surely worth a fiver. I'm happy with whatever works. I was expecting Rio and Salah to start, not Isak, but I think Slot has been smart, the whole extra time thing. Just wonder on the format still. Yeah, again, we'll see how this pans out. Somebody said Amazon showing us 4-3-1-2. I think 4-3-1-2 is probably right, to be honest with you. If I was guessing off the team, I wouldn't be too far away from the 4-3-1-2 that Amazon Prime have gone with there. But we'll wait and see. Past Pawn said, I'm mostly worried that Isak won't be able to press. Well, I guess that's up to him. You know, he's got to put the hard yard. There isn't room for a passenger to be carried here tonight. You know, they're a great role model to look at for that. Like, I was really impressed by how they worked out of possession over in Paris against us. You know, you could nearly count to 5 and they'd have won the ball back. Or they'd certainly be in a position where there's 2 or 3 players hounding whoever was in possession for us. And we've got to flip the script. We've got to do that to them. And like I said, I know it's easier said than done, but I think Chelsea showed in the Club World Cup the blueprint of how to go about beating PSG. John Joe, how are you, mate? John Joe O'Sullivan said, I remember the final 3-0 down to AC Milan and coming back and winning. And I remember Gerrard saying it wasn't how we play, it was how Anfield sang. We also need to turn up as a fan. Good selection tonight. Well, I remember the singing of You'll Never Walk Alone at halftime at the Ataturk. And I think Kelly Kate summed it up best. I think it was Kelly that said it almost sounded more like a hymn that night than an anthem at halftime. Liverpool fans were singing it, but singing it in a very different tone, in a different way. And whatever happened in that second half, that 8 minutes was insanity. Still looking back at it, looking at the 2 team sheets, we've no right to win that game. We just didn't. They were a better team, better players. But Liverpool had that will. Jamie Carragher was an absolute hero, colossus that night. You know, that enduring image of Carragher going down with cramp and getting back up. That's why I love Carragher. I know I disagree with him on a lot of stuff around opinions on football and stuff, but my God, that night, him, Gerrard playing right back at times, Didi Hamann coming in and changing the game, you know, Jerzy Dudek with that save from Shevchenko from point blank range. It was just sheer will that got us it. Sheer will. It felt like our name was on that trophy, and somehow we got there. And Carragher and his warrior mentality, I'll never forget that. Never. You know, cramping up, still getting back up, hobbling around on one leg, throwing his body in the way. It was just force of will. It was like 2 lads in there, in the ring or the cage, just throwing digs, just till somebody can't stand anymore. It was just phone box stuff. Liz said, love you crazy fuckers, moves out, let's go. Let's go indeed. Don't forget Vladimir Smeetser. I tell you, I'm not going to lie. I remember when Vlad took that shot, thinking, don't shoot! Jesus, don't shoot! He shoots, then it skids in front of Dida and bounces in the corner. And I was like, yeah, good man, Vladimir, good man. Fair play to you. Yeah, just mad, honestly. Like, do you remember the goal, the one that I think Shevchenko came in, or was it Crespo, and just dinked it up over? It was a slide rule ball through. I think Kara slid, couldn't quite get to it, and they just stabbed the ball over Dudek, and I just thought, Jesus Christ, this team are a cheat code. But that's why we love sport, because the impossible becomes possible. Dad said I should have gone out into town last night and got drunk and watched the match with a hangover because we won last time. But Dad's right. Dad's right. Listen to Dad. Get out there and drink more. Shay Domican said, Arsenal fan here. Found your channel not too long ago and love watching the videos. Always put out top content, and information. Always had respect for Liverpool. Good luck for the rest of the season. That's very kind of you, my friend. Thank you. I think that respect is certainly reciprocated on my side towards Arsenal. I'm not going to lie, though. I don't like your manager. I just can't take to him. It's probably the Evertonian in him. But, yeah, look, whatever happens this season, you know, the cards will fall as they may, but wishing you the best as well. And thank you. Appreciate that. Paul Merritt, how are you, Paul? Said, at work tonight, but hoping to catch most of the game. I prepared for tonight by watching your coverage of the 4-0 Barca game. You haven't changed. I don't think I can change, you know. All I can ever be on here is me. And me sometimes is cringy, sometimes is over the top, but is always 100% me. That's all I can say. You know, I can remember that game like it was yesterday. I remember where I was sitting. I remember how I felt. I remember everything. It doesn't feel like it was as long ago as it was. It really doesn't. It doesn't even feel like we were only, I think, 18,000 subscribers at that point. That was that was the night that solidified the love I had for the audience. That was it in a nutshell. That night it lit something inside me that made me realize how special this whole thing is. I had faith until Slot gave away some of the tactics. I'm feeling Slot is going to get a lesson tonight, said the fish. Glory to the Hungarian people for kicking out Viktor Orban. Look, we don't do politics on the channel, but I just wish everybody health, happiness, and prosperity. Stuart Stafford said, if it goes to penalties tonight, don't forget the spaghetti legs. Yeah, everything. And hopefully it's in front of the cop. That would be a big help if we get into penalty kicks, we've done something right. We've had a decent evening. So, yeah, like you said, fingers crossed. Is Isak starting? He is, mate, yes. So the team is Georgie in goal, Frimpong at right back, Kirkes at left back, centre backs are Kanade and Virgil. Midfield of McAllister, Gravenberch, Soboslai, then it's Wirtz, Isak, Ekatike. James Smith said, this should work. Ekatike struggled with 3 men on him. Wouldn't we all, dude? Wouldn't we all? Sorry. Craig, take it seriously. Stop going straight to smuck, Craig. Come on. Isak should take the attention away. This is the perfect game to see Wirtz be used properly in the number 10 role. He can feed them properly. Yeah, again, this is probably where Wirtz would be at his best with, 2 men ahead of him. Chris, how are you, my man? Thank you. Is it on Premier 1 or 2? So I'm watching it on Premier Sport tonight. On Premier Sport 1. That's the channel I'm watching it on. What are you thinking about the counter-attack, mate? Well, I think I'm more concerned about them countering us. I don't know if that's what you mean, or we're set up to counter. I don't think we are set up to counter. I think we're set up tonight to put pressure on them and press from the front. And like I said, we cannot give them time to get their head up. We cannot give them time to pick a pass through midfield. We got to be in their faces from the off. And if that front three can press, it'll give us a chance. Liz is gone full hot chocolate with the I believe in miracles, you sexy thing. Now that's stuck in my head, Liz. Thanks for that one. Although it could be worse, Could be worse songs stuck in the head. That Barca stream was the first ever stream I saw on your channel, and I haven't missed the stream since. Well, I'm very, very glad you're here, Jake. Thank you. Do you think they're going to buy 6 more players in the summer? 1 centre back, 1 left back, 1 centre. I think, do you mean another? So 2 centre backs, a left back, a DM, a left winger, and a right winger. Not really sure what to expect in the summer transfer window, to be honest with you. What was the gentleman's name again? Where's JP? Not really sure what to expect. Certainly need a DM. Certainly need a wide player with pace. I'm thinking Diamonde, Buzamana Toure certainly is a name that's been mentioned quite a bit. Right back situation is going to be an interesting one to see what the club do there. Do they go for a right centre back who can also play at right back? It looks as if, according to reports yesterday anyway, Costas could be coming back in to provide cover on the left-hand side. So yeah, look, it's going to be... Look, my concern for next season is that we have another churn and we're stuck in a situation where we're still figuring it out again. And I don't know if that's escapable or not. I don't know if that's going to happen regardless or not. But we are in the midst of a bit of a big upheaval of the older guard of players who we've had success with moving on and new players coming through. So it's going to be an interesting summer, I guess, and an interesting evolution of this group. Craig, you're a true legend. Love, big chappy. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you. I really do. Like tonight, nights like tonight are what I live for. The chance of something special and sharing that with everybody. Let's hope. Let's hope we all have something to sing about tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't sleep too much last night. I had so many thoughts rushing through my head. Some football related, some life related, but I guess ultimately I was kind of happy with the distraction as well. Because in the back of my mind, I was just trying to not think too much about this game. But as the day has gone on, I've noticed physically my body's going, yeah, you can try and ignore us, dickhead, but that pit is still in my stomach. Those nervous butterflies are still there. Andrew said, I'm a bit gutted young Rio doesn't start and Salah, but at least they're on the bench. Yeah, look, I think at least Arne explained his thinking about Isak, that he couldn't really bring him on at the end because the potential of extra time if it goes that far. So I guess in that regard, that's why he's gone and put him on early. So I'm sure we'll see Rio Salah in the second half. Right, what's this one? So Alex Crook said, Raum caught the eye of Liverpool while they've been scouting Yandy on Monday. Will Costas is expected to return from loan. The Greek international is likely to be shipped out. So Alex Crook reckons that Liverpool are going to ship Costas out, which is, I think, the right move, by the way, because you've got to cash in while there's still some time on his contract. I don't like the idea of him coming in and leaving again on a free. So if Raum is the guy that they want from Leverkusen, or excuse me, from Leipzig, cool. So be it. While are you watching it? I have Premier Sport 1 here in Ireland is what I'm watching it on. Yeah, so that's for me where I'll be watching it. I will, of course, sync up for everybody once the game gets underway. We have 29 minutes to go, ladies and gents. 29 minutes to go. If I could be so bold as to ask you, please do hit that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love you to do that as well. We have a chance to get to 378,000 subscribers tonight, and your support is very much appreciated. Congratulations, Craig. Made on the YouTube featured page. So this is going to show you how dumb I am. Huh? I don't know. Huh? Is that a recommended page or something? I don't know, man. I have no idea. I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to this type of stuff. So, I just tried to do my thing and hope everything else falls into place. Truly, that it's a bit of a wing and a prayer with me. I just hope that we keep doing our thing and that it grows. I know it's really simplistic, but that's the old person in me. So, Jack Lusby said, tonight is the first time Liverpool's 5 main summer signings, Isak, Wirtz, Ekitike, Kirkes and Frimpong, have all started together. Add in Georgie Mamadashvili, and that's the core of next season's side, I'd expect. So, yeah, not wrong. It probably is the core of next season's team. Jack Murphy. Is the hockey on Premier Sports 1 right now, or is my telly glitching? No, Premier Sport 1 for me has Arna being interviewed right now. Let me just check. Hockey, race bikes. What's on Premier Sport 2? 1 sec. Sorry, mate. Give me 2 seconds. I'll find you what's on Premier Sport. Premier 1 has Liverpool. Where's Premier 2? Premier 2 has La Liga from Malaga and Rayo Vallecano. So, no, it's Arna being interviewed right now. Oh, what a night. Doom, doom, doom. Hopefully we're singing that Victor at the end. Oh, God. Kirk is rocking a very questionable hairdo this evening, I think it's fair to say. It means you're featured to non-subscribers. That's awesome. Very grateful for that, yes. Look, I hope the non-subscribers that do come in enjoy what they see and stick around with us because, the more the merrier. So if you are new, if you are finding the channel for the first time, let me just welcome you all. My name's Craig and I'm usually the mouthpiece that's on here shouting. So appreciate you being in with us. If you enjoy the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Poseidon said, poll for Craig to eat broccoli if we win the Champions League. You seen the last attempt, right? Yeah, look, I'm happy to do a forfeit if the miracle happens, but let's just not let it be broccoli. I can't really describe quite why I'm so pathetic when it comes to broccoli, but it's just it's not for me. It's not my thing. It truly just makes me gag. That black coffee, whiskey, certain things like there's just certain tastes that just physically I have a reaction to. I think you missed a super chat from a Norwegian fan. I may have. 1 second. Let me just scroll back up just to see if I did. My apologies. And please do always pull me up if I miss a super chat. I've Chris Rossi. Thank you, mate. Or Chris Ross, excuse me. Let me just check another one. I'm scrolling back. I've done that one on that one. Done that one on that one. Done that one. Done John Joe's. Done that one. Done that one. I'm certainly not seeing it, but that doesn't mean my dumbass hasn't just missed it. Let me go this way. Paul, Arsenal fan, Stargirl, Chasing Vlogs, John Joe, Pond, Finn, Zach Lineup, Bradley, Jack, Stargirl, Bradley, Matthew, overlap. Again, sorry, I'm still scrolling through trying to find. Was it this one? Maybe it was this one. Weird gamble not playing Rio. Salah instead starting Isak, who's not yet up to speed, and who we couldn't feed even if he was starving on an island. Maybe it was that one. Rabadans. I'm honestly not nervous based on both games in Paris this season as a whole. I kind of view this as a bonus if the miracle should happen. I think that's all of them. So yeah, if I have missed somebody, please do feel free to point it out. Yeah, I'm always want to make sure that people get their comments read out. Chris, how are we, bro? Said, all right, legend, how are we? A bag of nerves, bro. That's how we are. Do you reckon it was a mistake not having a buyback in the Kelleher deal? Yes, I really do. I'd love to have him back as the first choice. I'm not sure about Georgie. Keep up the good work. I'd love to have both of them. I'd love to have them battling it out for the number one spot. And what really gets me about that one, Chris, is it's not so much that I don't rate Georgie. It's more I think Queeveen earned that. I think his consistency of performance when he was here earned him the right. So it's a difficult one. And obviously I'm somewhat biased in this because he's Irish and I'd love to have an Irish connection with Liverpool again. Lamau says, I understand slots fails a lot, but what I want to know, what do you think about the XG he's on about? Too many times I've seen that ball go to the box and no finish. So, look, I'm not a fan of some stats, some modern stats, because ultimately I find them irrelevant. So XG, I understand its point. But for me, the ball goes in the net or it doesn't. That's the way I see it. If the ball doesn't go in the net and you miss a chance, we can talk about the player missing that chance. But ultimately, trying to use something as an excuse to overlook other failings is where I find it a little bit frustrating. You know, to say that Man City, as an example, massively outperformed their XG means nothing when we lost the game 4-0. We lost it 4-0. Any stat that you want to pluck out of thin air to feel better about that is irrelevant. So I understand why he has to try to find positives, and that's his job as manager. But goals are goals, and near goals are nothing. So it is what it is, you know. If he doesn't feel like the players in the attacking positions are hitting their numbers, you know, that's another conversation between them and the manager. PC Drat said, I've started to dread watching games these days. I've just not dread watching the games, but I'm always nervous about which version of us is going to show up. You know, I don't really know what to expect anymore from a Liverpool performance. If we win the Champions League, you have to get an Arna tattoo. It depends. I'm not getting his face tattooed on me. That ain't happening. But maybe we can find some way. Maybe. Like, if I got a tattoo, let's say, that had all the European Cup winning managers' names on it, and his name happened to be one of them, perhaps. It's the hope that kills you. Yes, but also, Aaron, it's the hope that keeps you alive as well. I have to say that, like, it's the anticipation and the hope that makes it feel special as well. Like, in life, I'm a pretty ambitious, pretty optimistic human being. I'm not scared of failure. I'm always going to put my foot forward and have a go, put my hand up to try something. So, you know, nothing wrong with shooting for the stars and missing. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But you gotta feel like you've left it all out there. And if you do that, as Dominic Soboslai said the other day, to go out there and give it your best and know that you've given every fibre of yourself, you've ran every yard, you've done everything you could do, and you can look in the mirror at the end of it. Cool. You know, we'll accept that as fans. What is XG? Expected goals. So basically, they quantify from the position that the attacker was in, the likelihood of that in historical context turning into a goal. So if you miss a chance, let's say from outside the 18-yard box, that would have a lower expected goals rate than a chance from like 5 yards out where it's just you and the keeper. Hoping for a miracle tonight. Excited to see Ekatike and Isak start together too. Hopefully Rio gets some good minutes. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Thank you in that regard. I'm all right, but like everybody else, I'm hoping for that miracle tonight. But look, I want to say thank you for 32 months with us as a member as well. Makes a huge difference to us being able to keep doing what we're doing with the support you guys have. You know, it's a tightrope act to try and run a YouTube channel with no paywall, and these little things like membership, super chats, comments, you guys watching ads, that all makes an incredible difference to us. So yeah, thank you. You call that Isak would be a worrying choice? Because, look, logically, it is. You know, logically you think can he be sharp? Look, I'm open to anything. I'm open to anything being tried, you know, because what I don't want us to do is have regrets. And if we go out there tonight, and even if we don't go through, what I want as a fan is to feel like they left it all out there. They have something to build on moving forward, and that maybe if we don't get through in the tie, but you win the game, you know, you take that confidence and that pride into the game against Everton on Sunday. There she is. Angie, how are we, my friend? Always a pleasure. Hey, Craig. Not young Craig? How bloody dare you? That's a different Angie, though. That's a different lady. So there we go. Hey, Craig. If Kloppo was in charge, I would feel more confident of a miracle, but not with Slot in charge. Hope and pray I'm so wrong. So I'm just hoping that the players and the crowd just connect tonight and lift Angie, lift the players. You know, if we get a version of Arna that's like as animated as he was against Galatasaray, then you never know. You never know, but yeah, let's just hope. That's all we have at this point, Angie, is hope. Because logic, if we're going on logic, we probably don't. But football can sometimes defy logic. Sport can sometimes defy that logic. And again, all we have tonight is the hope and pray that we defy logic. Tim Tummo, whoop whoop, whoop whoop. Feels like a while since I've been able to give it an old whoop whoop. What's your match prediction? Oh, fucking hell. 2-2 is probably an honest reflection of where my head's at. Yeah, something like that. You know, is it possible we win? Of course it is. But, you know, I want a performance tonight. Whatever the end situation is, I just don't want to feel like we didn't at least put our best foot forward. What's your relations to Connor? None. We just we didn't know each other before we started the channel, and yeah, no. So my relationship is he's my business partner. He owns half the channel. I own the other half. We met by me reaching out looking for a graphic designer, and you know we just got to know each other over the years, and our relationship professionally and, you know, behind the scenes kind of grew as we got to know each other a bit more, and now he's like one of the family. Need the first goal. Be positive. Hope you're good. I'm good. Anticipation's building, Andy, you know. Nervousness is building, but excited. Hopefully we've a special night ahead of us. Stien, thank you for gifting a membership, mate. Appreciate you. Cypher Bureau, how are we, my friend? So these are the games where we need Wirtz and Isak. Definitely. Like as somebody said earlier on, this is kind of a glimpse into the future. We'd wondered when Ekitike and Isak came in how we'd line up, and yeah. Oh yeah, as Connor said, I'm his son. That's it. Imagine we tried to pitch that to the world, that Connor was my father and that I was like, I don't know, how old would I have to be? 10? Something like that, maybe 12. High energy start like Barca 2019 is necessary. It absolutely is, Nick, my man. It absolutely is, and thank you, both of you guys. Cypher Bureau as well. Thank you for being members, guys. Appreciate you. The Honest Tiger. I've never met a dishonest tiger, because I've never met a tiger. Hey, Craig, United fan, I was disappointed last night. Do you think the sending was right decision? I do. Look, this is nothing to do with an anti-United bias. You pull the dude's fucking hair. You know, come on. That's a sending off. Could have grabbed his shirt, could have grabbed his arm. It's a sending off. It's a soft one. I'm granted there was no real physical danger to him, but let's be honest, we don't want that creeping into the game, do we? Hair pulls becoming a thing. You know, I know it's okay if a certain referee doesn't want to get his mate in trouble and send you over to have a look at the monitor, and then you get a job on Sky. That's fine. But for the rest of us who actually, you know, don't want to see it in the game, yeah, definitely in the soft, but I understand the red. But I always try to put myself in the reverse position. Not in a cowgirl sense, but in a sense of, what if that was a Liverpool player? Where would my head be at? And my head would be at, I can't believe he was stupid enough to do that. That's genuinely where my head would be at. I'd be thinking, didn't need that red card. Such a stupid thing to do. It just feels like a bit of petulance, to be honest with you. Goomy said, soft kitty. Warm kitty, soft kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Yeah, that's I wouldn't mind a few reasons to sing Happy Kitty later on. I was actually watching Big Bang Theory last night, believe it or not. I have my air guitar now for some heavy metal. Nice. Have you got a windmill ready, Barry? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Got the old windmill ready? Come on, boys. Come on. We play well as underdogs. I think we'll win 3-2, said Derek. I don't know, you know, would you be delighted with that, or would you be heartbroken with that, Derek, you know? A 3-2 would be like so close, but yet so far. Bayern, how are you, my man? Welcome in. Tell you what, my friend, I was so impressed with your performance against Real Madrid. To go over there and absolutely play them off the park like you did. I think you could probably feel a bit unlucky that the scoreline wasn't bigger, because that attack of yours was a joy to watch. Just wanted to say I wish Liverpool the best for this game. Hopefully we see each other in the semis. Wishing you a good game, and let's kick PSG out. Well, I hope to meet you guys in the semis as well, my friend. And yeah, thank you for dropping in, man. Really appreciate that. And look, even if we do go out, wish you the very best against Real Madrid. I have so much more time for Bayern than I do have for Madrid. So wishing you the very best. You've got an incredible team. And I hope you're enjoying Lucho, because you've got a good in there. He's a good player. Got a strange feeling this has gone to pens, said Kai Smith. You know what? If it goes to pens, and even if we got knocked out, I'd be so proud. I'd be disappointed, of course I would, but I'd be incredibly proud. Because all we want is to feel like we recognise the team again. We recognise the fight and the spirit in them. We've been so lucky over the last 10 years with the group that we've had. There's never been a doubt about their mettle, about have they got the stomach for the fight. What we've seen this season, the most disappointing aspect of it for, I guess, a lot of us, has been how almost we've accepted our fate, and we haven't seen enough of that fighting spirit. If the PGML labels that as violent conduct, then it completely dismantles how we should view fouls. I don't know, Nick. It's an interesting one, definitely. It is different from grabbing an arm, though, or grabbing a shirt. So I guess they're just trying to set a precedent now. I guess, look at me, I've no thoughts of growing a man bun or anything like that, so nobody's ever going to be grabbing my hair, but I don't know, I just view it as a very petulant thing to do. It's like, I have a real gripe about spitting. If someone spits at you, in my opinion, that is the lowest thing one human being can do to another outside of, a sexual assault. So I think the anger should be more at Martinez and ask, why did you do it? Why such a stupid thing? Just grab him by the shirt, just trip him up, just take the yellow or whatever. Yeah, it's a very, modern day football thing to talk about, though, isn't it? Bayern said, thanks, Craig. Really enjoy watching Lucho play. He's amazing. Yeah, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I remember some Bayern fans were a little bit displeased when they signed him, but I knew deep down they'd love him, because he can make stuff happen out there, and you always get 100% effort from Lucho as well. Isak starting is a bit worrying. Can't imagine he's fully fit, and we've seen him like that before this season. Very ineffective. It shows Arne is in the hot seat and he's desperate for a throw of the dice. Well, to be fair on Arne, he did say this before the game, speaking about both of them starting. He said, yeah, if you would include Florian Wirtz in that, there's only been 88 minutes that they played together. The thinking is, as we all know, we need to score goals. That's one thing, and there's goals in these players. They are two target men, two players who we can play into. They can score goals. As you might maybe know, but I do know, Alex will not be able to play much more than 45 minutes. So if you have to bring him in, the possibility of extra time, then it makes sense to start him. And I can understand that. I really can. Whether it works out or not, I guess we'll find out. But I do understand the manager's thought processes on it. Lucas said, hopefully we can get one of them sent off and win. Oh, I wouldn't be against that either, mate. No. A little bit of shithousery. Nothing wrong with it. Craig, love your videos. Thank you. Could you please tell me what Arne is smoking? That team isn't winning any match. Can't wait to see the back of Slot. Well, look, everyone knows my thoughts on the manager, and I don't want to put a negative out there into the world before we start tonight. But like any coach, you live and die by those decisions. And if it works out, he'll rightly be applauded for it. If it doesn't work out, depending on how it goes, we'll talk about it. I just hope for the best tonight. That's all I can say. My wife said I get a takeaway if we win. Oh, must be nice, your wife promising takeaways if you win. I wouldn't know, you know. I'm just poor little Craig in here, takeawayless. There's no sympathy coming. I guess only one of us has a chance of a takeaway then. Just read Slot said Isak will only play 45 minutes. Very odd to start him if he's not fit. Ekitike hasn't played since the last PSG game too. So the Irish Wanderer. The Ekitike one I totally understand. Resting him against Fulham was probably clever, to be honest. And we got the result there, so that worked out well. But yeah, it is a big call. There's no getting away from that. It's a big call from the manager to play Isak. And, you know, camera immediately is already panning to Salah there. And I'm sure he's disappointed not to be starting. Is it possible to root for the team but root against the manager you absolutely dislike? That's my problem with Slot. That's my problem as well, mate. But, you know, part of my frustration this season, Ace and Tino, is being put into that position as a fan where you are almost counterintuitively, you know, not wanting them to stay on, but then you do want Liverpool to do well. So, yeah, it's a tough one. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's run through the two teams again before we kick off. We have a few minutes to go. If you can, please do hit that subscribe button for me. We're only 200 subscribers away from 378,000. So, here's the PSG team. It is Sofonov in goal. Then it's Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho and Mendes. Zaire, Emery, Vitinha and João Neves in midfield. Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and Desiree Doué up top. For Liverpool, it's Georgi Mamardashvili in goal, Jeremy Frimpong at right back, Milos Kerkez at left back, Ibrahim Konate and your captain Virgil van Dijk are your defenders, or your centre-backs, excuse me. A midfield of Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. Then we've got Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak. Yeah, that's the Reds. That's PSG. The benches for both teams. For PSG, it's Beraldo, Zabarani, Ramos, Kangin, Hernandez, Mayulu, Fernandez, Barcola, Chevalier, Mbaye and Marin. For Liverpool, Gomez, Salah, Chiesa, Jones, Gakpo, Robbo, Woodman, Leone, Nalo, Nyamoha and Miscure. Fingers crossed. Right, I suppose I should really make sure that I've got my clock ready to go. Yeah, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time where I say sit back, try your best to relax, and I'll do my best to try and keep you up to date and take you through the next 90 minutes and maybe more. Right, I hope Rio gets some minutes at Hazard. I think he will, mate. I think he will. I think you'll see him second half. Respect, Craig. Feel good. To think comeback. Do think comeback. Fingers crossed, Nemesis, mate. Fingers crossed. Gear Trail said potentially Salah's last game in Liverpool in the Champions League and he's on the bench. Well, look, it is what it is. You know, you've got to put out the team that you think is best fitted to get the job done. There's no room for sentimentality when stuff's on the line. I'm sure we'll see Mo tonight, but tonight is about trying to get the result. You know, Mo will rightly get the send off he deserves as the season goes on, but we got to try and get a result. Victor said you'll never walk alone. Thank you, bro. Everybody, keep your fingers, toes, nostril hairs, everything crossed for this one. Few deep breaths. Ready to go. Ready to go. Roger said the people unhappy. What team sheet did you want? I think they're probably saying they wanted Rio to play. That's like I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't see Rio from the start, but I at least understand Arne's thought process when he explained why he started with Isak. Right, here come the teams now. Onto the hallowed Anfield turf. Champions League anthem playing. Two teams know what's ahead of them. Paris Saint-Germain with a 2-goal lead from the first leg. Let's be honest, there could have been a lot more. So for Liverpool tonight, a fast start is needed. The first goal in the game is going to be vital. And yeah, fingers crossed, come hell or high water, we find a way to get the job done. Because remember, someone's on a promise of a takeaway tonight. Not me, though. No takeaway for me! Do you think if I keep baiting her eventually I might get a takeaway? Or she's just going to bait me physically? Did anyone hear that this could make or break Slot's tenure? No. Look, I don't know at this point what does or doesn't. What do you guys got for snacks? Me, peanuts and raisins. Oh, I couldn't eat Tiger Valley. I haven't eaten yet today. I eat once a day. I eat for like a 1 hour window, which will probably be at about midnight. And then I go to sleep at about 6:30 or 7 in the morning. So yeah, I keep weird hours. If I was watching it and having a snack, I think peanuts. I think I'd be with you on the peanuts. Can never go wrong with peanuts. Just need plenty of drinks around. What's your best takeaway? Oh, I'm a big pizza fan, Lee. So yeah, pizza or kebab. I love a chicken shawarma. What you got? You take away broccoli? No, I've got a flatbread out there. So I'll probably make a flatbread pizza or something later on. Got some pulled ham out there, some multi pizza sauce, and some pizza cheese. So yeah, I'll probably have a nice flatbread pizza later on. I'm a pizza fiend. I'll tell you off. I love pizza. That's half the problem, you know. But I love my bread. So I actually had sourdough crumpets. Actually, when I got up, now that I think about it, I have eaten today. I had 2 sourdough crumpets. They just appeared in front of me. So, like any fat fucker, when food appears in front of me, I'm gone. What's pizza cheese? It's a mix that Dunnes Stores do. Like, it's a mix of a few different cheeses. Yeah, so I'm sure there's mozzarella and a few other bits and pieces in it. What about curry? Do you know what? I can't even remember the last time I had a Chinese or and I don't eat Indian. So, yeah, I don't really eat many takeaways, to be fair. I prefer cooking stuff at home. I think when I was younger, definitely, but as I've gotten older, yeah, I think I'm probably looking at the value of stuff a little bit more and just thinking, 50 quid on a pizza for a few people go a long way into, a few steaks and some nice food. Craig, I'm inspired by you and want to start my own channel. Well, my advice is do it. Do it, my friend, and enjoy every damn minute of it. It's one of the greatest achievements of my life is to be able to have done this and turn it into a job. So, yeah. Do I cook, though? Yeah. I worked in a kitchen for years. No, I'm not a chef, don't get me wrong, but I know my way around the kitchen, definitely. I worked in... I guess I'd call myself a short cook was probably what I worked at. But no, I do know my way around the kitchen and I find cooking really relaxing. I missed your SP. Did I, Kevin, 1 second, bro? Let me scroll. Where was it? I just want to make sure I've got the right gentleman. No, it's not that one. Not that one. This one. Sorry, mate. Craig, love your videos. Could you please tell me what the feck Arna is smoking? I've done that one. If that's it, Kevin, I've done that one, mate. I definitely read that one out. Can't wait to see the back of slot. Yeah, I definitely did that one, bro. That's the one. And look, I'm the same. I said, like, my thoughts on the manager are pretty clear at this point. For your takeaway fund, Craig. Thank you, Dirk. You're so kind, mate. Thank you so much. Mac is as attacking midfield, Soboslai inverts double pivots, are chasing vlogs. Khalid said today was my day one at the gym. Easy on the food talk. Well, day one, you have to take one step, mate, and may this be the first of many. And I wish your gym journey all the best. Craig and Connor, the working class heroes. Connor's not working class. Connor's posh. I'm working class. Connor's a farmer's boy. He's well used to this money malarkey. No jokes. It's yeah, it's mad, man. I still pinch myself that we have this platform and the ability to do this. It's we both really appreciate the support we have. Right, folks, we're about to get underway. And it will be PSG kicking us off, playing from left to right. Liverpool attacking the Annie Road end first half, which is what we would want. Fingers crossed for a fast start and hopefully the first goal in the game. As always, do drop a like for me and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Let's hope we can get past 378,000 tonight. And PSG, much like the first leg, just boot the ball straight out for a throw-in halfway inside the Liverpool half. How can I get unblocked? I guess you're going to have to email Mitchell. And yeah, just give us your username and we'll have a look. Right, ladies and gents, we are underway, as I said. PSG now with the ball in the Liverpool half. Frimpong heads it forward. Again, you can see Liverpool are trying to press and hunt here early and not give PSG time on the ball. It drops to Szoboszlai. He finds Hugo. Hugo, little spin inside. Plays the ball to Dom, who has a little bit of space. Szoboszlai now. Out left side. Looking for the run of Milos Kerkez, who can't quite keep the ball in play. And it goes out for a PSG throw-in. I will sync up now for everybody. We are at... I'm actually a second behind the match. So let me forward this a little bit. Got to forward this clock a few seconds. Yeah, there we go. So we're... Yeah, now we're on track. Where are we at? 18. No, I'm ahead. 1 sec. There we go. Now we're on the track. Right, I'll sync up at 1 minute 30. PSG have the ball down by our corner flag here. They've pinched it. It's with Dembele. He plays the ball inside. And Liverpool just about get that clear through Virgil van Dijk. But the early pressure there did come from PSG, and it came from our left back having his pocket pinched. Ball played forward. Gravenberch gets connection on it, but it goes straight to a PSG player again. They move it out right hand side. Here's Hakimi. He goes back inside. Still PSG with the ball. Vitinha now. We're at 2 minutes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, PSG down by our corner flag, left-hand side. Ball pulled back to the edge of the box. Strike! Deflection of Canade, and it goes behind for a PSG corner. They're certainly starting on the front foot again. Zaire Emery, I think it was this time, who had that strike from outside the 18-yard box. Canade gets a block in, throws his head at it, and it goes behind for a PSG corner. Yamal scored already in the Barca game. Wow. He was certainly talking it up, Lamine Yamal, but he's delivered there early doors. PSG put a cross in, headed away by Ekitike. Drops to Vitinha on the edge of the box. His strike is blocked by Virgil. Again, it's Kvaratskhelia now. His strike. Georgie palms it away, but just about gathers it the second attempt. So it is PSG making the early going here. They're kind of picking up possession-wise where they left off in Paris. Wirtz this time tries the ball forward. It's intercepted. And Liverpool put it out for a throw-in. Come on, boys. Right, throw-in taken by Hakimi. They go back inside their own half to Marquinhos. He spreads the ball across to Nuno Mendes. Do you know one thing, folks, that Connor pointed out to me after the first game that I never noticed during the game was the effectiveness of Nuno Mendes throw-ins. Some of them were just setting up attacks like they were really, really good. Certainly worth keeping an eye on those this evening. Ball is back with Georgie Mamadashvili now. He rolls it into Szoboszlai. Immediately a press comes on him. He goes back to Georgie. Puts the boot through it. Launches it long upfield. Marquinhos. Oh, that's a free referee now. Kerkez comes in, gets a challenge, puts the ball out for a throw-in. I wonder there, was he caught in the follow-through, but no appeals from him and the ref says nothing doing, so it's a PSG throw-in. Marquinhos launches it forward. Virgil nods it down to Dom. Back to Virgil. Virgil pings one out looking for Ekitike. Ball bounces past Nuno Mendes. Ekitike has it now, right channel. He needs some support. Cuts inside. Frimpong did go on the overlap, but he used them as a distraction. Ball's back now with Gravenberch. Right hand side. Out to Jeremy Frimpong. To Hugo Ekitike. Again, though, there's just not enough options around him. Come on, boys. Get up and support him. Kanade. Back to Georgie. Virgil. Wirtz. To Dominic Szoboszlai. He gets the pitch and wage out. And dinks one out to Jeremy Frimpong, right-hand side. Frimpong goes past one. Plays the ball down the line to Wirtz. He pulls it across. Takes a ricochet. Liverpool corner. Come on, boys. John Irving, how are you, John? Said, hi, mate. Here's hoping, but not really positive. Really need to play from the start tonight. Not slot. His arrogance is appalling. Please sack him. Thank you, by the way, for 9 months with us, John. I'm 5 seconds delayed on live TV. Annoying, said Branca. Well, I hope I can keep you up to date, my man. I'll try not to give you too many spoilers, but, you know, if a goal goes in, man's going to be shouting. Right, corner to Liverpool. This is an area you would hope we could get some joy in. Szoboszlai to take it. Ball played in. Header from Isak, but it's straight at the keeper. At least we got a head on it. PSG try to start a quick counter. Gravenberch goes back to Georgie. Georgie pings one out left side. Wirtz manages to keep it in, and then Frimpong plays it off. Then Bele for Liverpool throw-in. Do you think Anthony Robinson will be a good signing? I do, yeah. I think Anthony Robinson would be an ideal option. Ekitike, he cuts inside now, dribbles past a couple, then loses the ball. PSG looking to play out now. Ball's played off Ekitike, it ricochets to Gravenberch. He takes a heavy touch but regathers it at the second attempt. He's down by the corner flag now. Back to Frimpong. Lovely little drop of the shoulder there from Jeremy. Opens up a bit of space. Plays it to Gravenberch. Back to Ibu. Nothing on there for him, so he goes back to Georgie. Another ball played forward, but there's too much on it, and it goes through to Sofanov. Right, 7.5 minutes on the clock. So far, no breakthrough from either side. Kvaratskhelia and Frimpong in a foot race. Kvaratskhelia just about comes out on top. Vitinha now, back to Kvaratskhelia. Nuno Mendes. Pacho across to Marquinhos. Now to Hakimi. His ball inside. João Neves. Vitinha. Come on, boys. Jason Vlog said, okay, I'm starting to believe. We just need to find that breakthrough. We do. The first goal in this game is so important. I know that's a cliche, but it really is. Vitinha now. Checks back, goes out to Nuno Mendes. Again, look at that. It's just simple balls between the line to players who are moving ahead of them. Dembele. Liverpool managed to get enough bodies in to disrupt that. Now it's with Kirkes. Ball played in towards Isak, but he was never getting there. There was always a man getting a read on it. PSG again have a back now with Hakimi. Back to Marquinhos. Cross to Pacho. Mendes. Kvaratskhelia. Little 1-2. Dembele now. Ball in behind. Fuck, there's space here. Yes, Georgie. Yes, Georgie. And well done, Georgie. Comes out, slides, gets a challenge in. Then they try to lob him and he gets a fist on it. Good goalkeeping, good anticipation from Georgie. Thought when that ball was slipped through, PSG were in. So he did so well to come off his line that quick. Kvaratskhelia now. Vitinha. Come on, boys. That's it. Wirtz. Kirkes clears it. Marquinhos regathers it for PSG. Hakimi. His ball's misplaced. It's to Ekitike. Isak, he tries to feed it back through to Ekitike, but it's defended. It's with Mendes now on the far side. Itachi said, let's enjoy this tonight together, mates. Right here, right now. Let's be honest. Every single one of us has that Fatboy Slim song in our head right now. Right here, right now, right here, right now. It is now or never though, isn't it, Itachi? So yes, sir, I'm definitely with you. PSG just knocking it around the back now with Marquinhos. Again, though, given away, but Kirkes takes a heavy touch and gives it straight back to them. There's a couple of chances now we've turned the ball over, won it in midfield, but the first ball into the attackers has been either under or over hit. We got to capitalise on any little error they have. It's looking like even with both of the boys up top, we're not really getting we're not getting anyone able to hold the ball up and then have runners coming off them. Come on, boys. PSG try a ball over the top, but it's too much on that and it goes straight through to Georgie. Kirkes, again, he's closed down quickly but keeps the ball. Back to Soboslai. Pings one out looking for Jeremy, but there's too much on it. A little bit too much adrenaline flowing through the body there, and it goes out for a PSG throw-in on the far side. Again, though, look at this good starting position from Georgie. That's quality. And even then, he sees Dembele trying to lob him and is the wherewithal peddling backwards. And I cannot tell you how difficult it is as a goalkeeper when you're peddling backwards to even judge the flight of a ball. So he did well to get a strong punch on that as well. We found their Achilles foot. Did we? I still, assessment from the first 12 minutes, good, but it could be better. I still think we're a little bit lacking in intensity. It is a measured approach, though, I get it, but we've got to capitalise when we do win possession and turn it over in the middle of the park. We've got to make sure that our first thought is to look forward and get it into someone. Bit of sloppiness there, but the referee said free kick. Foul by Zaire Emery on Ibu. Liverpool ball. If I was scoring this percentages-wise in the Oakland exchanges, I'd say better start from PSG, but better start from us than we had in Paris. But still don't think we're looking like we're going to wrestle control of this game away just yet. Wirtz to Maka. Again, another loose ball. It's behind Kirkes. Has Liverpool chasing backwards again. Over to Kanade. Out to Frimpong. Back into Hugo. McAllister. Ball back to Hugo. See, they're the type of opportunities we've got to be making more out of. Some heavy touches are just taking us out of position. Ball in now from Frimpong. Goes all the way through on the far side. Ekitike needs to be a bit better in possession. He needs to be a bit tighter with the ball. Kirkes puts in a cross straight to the keeper. Hugo should have got that ball down and driven at the defence, in my opinion. Not looking to play it off. Ben said zero attacking continuity. I agree, mate. I agree with that. Dare I say, I think we could do with a bit more selfishness. When Ekitike got that ball, his first thought was to get a touch and get it out to somebody, but I think he should have run it to defence personally. Vitinha now to Hakimi. Liverpool getting challenges in and win it back with Wirtz. Soboslai back to Wirtz. Ball inside to Maka. A little bit of space now for Alexis. Oh, that was just silly. Referee brings it back for a Liverpool free kick, but Maka doubted himself in that moment. Did you see it? He paused, he doubted himself. He didn't want to give away possession, but what he should have done is use the outside of his right foot and arc that pass around. He had a bit of a margin for error with it, and he doubted himself, and that pause was allowed what allowed PSG to get back at him. Leona said, should Robbo come on for Kirk? Seems very jittery. It's a big night, to be fair, so, let them see if they can settle into the game. Maka, the Soboslai. He dinks one out to Virgil, heads it back, slice shot from Gravenberch. Sofanov comes and gets a punch on it. Kanade heads it back, but straight to the PSG keeper. Again, PSG tried to go direct, looking for Dembele. But Georgie's back there again. PSG get on with the throw in quickly. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, that should have been 1-0 PSG, and they've missed the fucking sitter, thank God. Dembele turned, the goal was at his mercy, and he's leaning back and he blasted over the crossbar. But that all came from them taking a quick throw in. Kvaratskhelia plays it back in. There's 2 balls on the pitch, by the way, at that point, but he was onside. Ekitike misses his attempt to clear it. It drops to Dembele. And much like in the first leg, PSG don't have their shooting boots on them. That should have been 1-0. Ryan said, on paper, this team is unreal. Why is it not clicking? Again, I would imagine it's because they don't have much repetition together. We've changed it up. We've changed the formation up. We've changed a lot up in the last 2 games against PSG. So there's a lot for the players to kind of figure out there. Gravenberch. He tries a ball through. It's dispossessed. Now look, PSG again. First touch in behind. This is why I'm so adamant we need pace. Because we don't have the opportunity to do that like PSG did there. Get the ball and immediately pull it in behind, knowing there's going to be a willing runner. Kvaratskhelia. Vitinha now. Marquinhos. Hakimi. Marquinhos. DePacho. Free kick to PSG. He's still rolling. Kvaratskhelia is... Oh, he's gone the other way now. I never understand why players roll around on the ground. I don't get it. Like, if you're injured or you're hurt, it's not going to make it any better, is it? He did get a hand to the face there from Virgil, but I don't understand the rolling left and right bit. Anyway, free kick PSG. They go back to Nuno Mendes. Pacho to Marquinhos. Out to João Neves. Challenge comes in from Kirkes on him. It'll be a PSG throw-in. I think Willian Runner is on the money. That's a big part of our problem, Muskerry. We've got to be bold and brave. And you've got to commit bodies forward. I understand it's scary, because if you are committing those bodies forward and you don't get it right, PSG will turn over and counter you. But it's, as they say, at this point, it has to be high risk, high reward. What you cannot do is leave the pitch tonight with any regrets. And We need runners coming from midfield if these forwards are to do anything. We don't have width, so we definitely need runners. On the plus side for me, Craig, it's my 21st tomorrow. Going to Galway for a night out. Birthday weekend. Hopefully have some luck with the ladies. Nice. Well, congratulations, Joshua, and happy birthday, my friend. What a great place to go for a birthday weekend as well. Galway's brilliant. Hope you have a wonderful night. And just make the girls laugh, my man. Goes a long way. For me, I just have to show them my penis and they laugh out loud. So there you go. Jokes. Sorry, parents who were listening. It's funny because it's true. Sorry, I don't really go Kyle Walker when I'm out and about in the boozer. Although, geez, to be honest, I don't know the last time I was in the boozer. 2-0 Barcelona now. They've turned around and levelled that tie already. I just came on screen. WTF is this combo? It's why this is the best channel on YouTube, mate. You know? You never know. You drop in, you don't know what the hell we're talking about. We could be talking about Pythagoras' theorem in one moment, and just in case you think I'm messing, L squared is equal to R squared plus H squared. Sum of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the square of the opposite two sides. Just dropping a bit of maths knowledge on you. Don't even know what on you that means, quite frankly. Gravenberts, the Isak. Ah, nope. Offside flag was up anyway. He was right on the shoulder. He was offside though. Linesman was right. He did go too early. Again though, if nothing else, this has given PSG something to think about. Arna just found out there what cows eat. Soboslai. Cross to Frimpong. PSG have it now with Kvaratskhelia. Dembele. Sorry, it wasn't Dembele. My apologies. To Apacho. Maka goes to press. We're a quarter of the way through this one. Gravenberch steps in, wins the ball back. Maka tries to feed it into Frimpong. Doesn't quite get there. PSG player then plays it out off Jeremy Frimpong for PSG throw-in. James Hart said, remember when we played like PSG? Yeah, I do. And that was, if I'm being honest, James, that's exactly what I expected when we made the signings in the summer, that we were going to see an evolution towards that style more. Dembele to Vitinha. Back to William Pacho. Nuno Mendes. Kvaratskhelia. He plays it off a Liverpool player. It'll be a PSG throw-in. Great commentary, Craig. Helping's great when I'm working. I'll try my best, my man. Sometimes I get distracted and go on little tangents, but yeah, I will try my best. It's Dembele now, up against Kirkes. Ball in across. Oh, well defended, boys. They really do commit bodies forward, don't they? You know, Dembele got the ball there and he knew putting it into an area there was going to be a PSG runner in there, and some good last-ditch defending from Canade helped save that situation. Now it's a Liverpool free kick. There's no width. Salah, Frimpong, Robbo. It worked so well at the weekend. His tactics are shite, said Stephen Brennan. The no width thing, I think we all kind of thought that might be something that will be lacking with the lineup. Again, I expect those players to come on though, Stephen, in the second half. So far, you'd have to say the Isak experiment, I wouldn't say hasn't particularly worked so far. To Liverpool throw in though on the far side. Canade again, back to Frimpong. Szoboszlai tries ball around the corner, but he's closed down by the PSG player, and it goes back towards Frimpong, who has to put it out for a throw in. Anyone like the balance of this squad in the first half? I don't. No. I think the things that everybody has been mentioning about the lack of width, I get. But you want those three boys, you want to be able to throw a blanket over those three Liverpool players when the ball gets into an attacking area. What is the referee doing here? He's bringing this back for a throw-in. I'm seeing the ball went out and back in, is it? I don't know. Anyway, PSG have the ball back. Pythagoras' theorem, who does he play for? Well, not us anyway. It sounds like he'd play for a Greek side anyway, wouldn't it? AEK Athens or something. Jesus Christ. Ball in there. Ekitike loses his footing. When the ball's played into him, my goodness. Virgil takes the free kick quickly to Szoboszlai. Referee stops the game. Hugo's obviously injured himself, having slipped on the grass there. We can't catch a fucking break, can we? Fair play to the PSG players. They're straight over there to make sure he's okay and check in on him. I think Salah's been told to warm up. Hugo does look in real pain. We can't catch a break. Hope he's okay. You just see there the ball was played into him and he just lost his footing as he was moving towards it. Yeah, just lost his foot and his left leg went from under, his right leg, excuse me, went from under him. And whatever he's done, he's clearly opened up something or jarred it, because he seems to be in a lot of discomfort. Stretchers coming across. Got to give credit to the PSG players. They're genuinely over there checking in on him and making sure he's okay. You know, he was with them once upon a time, so credit to them for that. But from our side, again, we just can't seem to catch a break. Mohamed Salah's coming on now to replace Hugo, and obviously our best wishes are with Hugo. Apparently Atleti have scored in that one now to make it 2-1. JJ says at least we had a shot on target. That's true. That's true. This is going to really complicate matters now for Arne, because the plan would, of course, been to take Isak off after half-time. Now he's got the conundrum of we're losing the only other centre-forward now with 30 minutes on the clock. So what does that do with regards to any changes that were planned? Hopefully we get some good news on Hugo, but he does look in a lot of discomfort. Daniel Stevenson said, loving the aggression today. Kirkes is brilliant. He's definitely never lacking in that department, Stephen. All right. VI Joker said apparently Isak can only do 45 as well. Yeah, that's the that's the worry, isn't it? Chad said broke his ankle, I believe. Well, whatever it is, man, it looks like he's in a lot of pain. So yeah, right. Unfortunately, got to figure this out now. Got to figure a way. Liverpool get on with the free kick. Szoboszlai, Kirkes back to Szoboszlai. Nobody in front of him, so he has to go back to Georgie. Brian said exactly how I did my Achilles. Went to push off while playing basketball. Yep. Oh, Canade header. Oh, goal. No, fuck. How did that not go in? Marquinhos stops it. How did that not go in? That should have been 1-0. Oh. Fuck. Ball over the top. It bounces out to Salah. He puts a cross straight in. Canade headers it. Sliding in from Kirkes. How on earth does Virgil not manage to get to this and score? Keeper palms it out. You think, go on, Virg, get there. He kicks it off Marquinhos and it ricochets back out. Corner to Liverpool. Salah puts a cross in. Sofanov comes and gets a hand on it. Kirkes. He blasted through on the far side. Fuck. First big chance of the night. And Marquinhos gets a worldy leg in to get a block. It looked for all the world like Virgil was going to score. Why didn't he go with his right foot? I don't know why Virgil didn't slide across that with his right foot. If he slides right foot and he gets there quicker, in my opinion. Really wishing Ekitike all the best. He's been arguably the best player this season. Hope he's okay. Class act, James. Thank you, man. And of course, we echo those sentiments. Right, that should. Of course, it's frustrating that we missed that opportunity, but it hopefully gives the lads a bit more confidence as well to know they can get at this PSG team. Canade back to Georgie. Side foot the ball forward. PSG have it again. Liverpool get bodies in. Hakimi. Doué. Back to Marquinhos. On comes the press. Salah and Isak nearly got there. They switch it out now to Nuno Mendes on the far side. Come on, boys. Mo's had a bright start since he came on anyway. Free kick there to PSG. Anfield ain't happy about that one. $95 subscribers to go as well, folks. Thank you so much to everyone that is hitting that subscribe button. If you are with us for the first time and you're enjoying the stream, firstly, welcome along. If you can hit that subscribe button for us, that would make a huge difference, and thank you. 11 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the first half here at Anfield. Still scoreless, but almost found a breakthrough a few minutes ago, but a real last-ditch block from Marquinhos stopped Virgil from opening the scoring. PSG had a very big chance as well with Ousmane Dembele, who blasted over from about 6 or 7 yards out. Wirtz now, he tries to play a ball through, but Vitinha's back there. Comes to Szoboszlai. He takes a heavy touch though, shows a bit of it to the PSG player, and PSG bring it away. Vitinha. He's offside. Offside, surely. Surely Dembele was coming back from an offside position there. Mamardashvili plays the ball forward. Marquinhos heads it down. It's with Doué. To Hakimi. João Neves. Back with Pacho. Brian, thank you, mate, for gifting 50 memberships. Absolute legend. And Asantino as well, mate. You gifted 5 memberships. Thank you to you both very much. Really, really kind, guys. Thank you. PSG corner. Rain's trickling down at Anfield as well. PSG go short with the corner. Dembele tries to thread it through. Salah's there. Wirtz, he plays it around the corner to Frimpong. Ball played behind Salah though, and it turns us back on our heels, and PSG are on the front foot. Cross in. Ricocheted, headed away by Virgil. McAllister, again, is back with Vitinha. We just can't seem to get a hold of the ball here. PSG snapping into challenges every time we get possession. Neves, little 1-2. Into the right channel. To Hakimi. Back to Vitinha. Marquinhos. He goes across the left side to Nuno Mendes. Back in to Doué, who switched up sides here for a minute. He's come across to the left-hand side. Vitinha, again, he goes back to Pacho. Pacho to Marquinhos. Liverpool forced PSG to move in it quickly, and eventually they overhit it, and it's a Liverpool throw-in. About 5 yards inside our half on the near side. PSG player down, actually, off the ball, so the referee stops the game. It's Nuno Mendes, I believe. If he feels a bit of cramp or something, but PSG about to make a change. It will be Nuno Mendes departing. So it's Hernandez coming on to replace Nuno Mendes. He's some fullback, isn't he? Nuno Mendes, what a player. Right, we're back on the way. Kirkes throws the ball to Virgil. Virgil goes back to Georgie, who launches it forward. Pacho. Come on, you red man. PSG throw in. 6.5, 7 minutes left plus stoppage time. Good challenge. Maka. Gravenberch. Ball into Salah. He does well. Slips it out to Wirtz in the right channel. Mo's looked very sharp since he's come on. Ball back to Mo. Back to Wirtz. Yeah, he's really, really been sharp since he's come into the action, Mo. That's a corner. Yeah, corner. Kvaratskhelia pinches the ball off Mo, but in doing so, it runs out over the end line and it'll be a Liverpool corner. Come on, Mo. Come on, Reds. Right, here we go. Corner, Mo to deliver it. It's not a great one at the near post, but it comes back to Mo. Gravenberch. He goes round the outside, gets into the penalty area. I don't know who he was pulling that ball back to. That's shocking. I don't know who the feck he seen there, but there wasn't a Liverpool player within 3 yards of where he passed that. Mamadashvili is Georgian for octopus, said Bradley. Well, he hasn't put a foot wrong so far, Bradley. Hasn't put a foot wrong. So what do we reckon happens in the second half when he brings Rio on? And do you reckon it's going to be Gakpo through the middle? That's my best guess at it, is he'll put Gakpo through the middle, Rio on the left, and Isak will come off. Again, good play. PSG looking to counter us. Thankfully, they play the ball a yard behind Kvaratskhelia, and it's with Frimpong, who clears it upfield. Again, PSG win that duel and win the ball back. They're just so neat and tidy in possession, aren't they? Dembele. Ball goes into Vitinha, who tries to, I think, chip Georgie Mamadashvili. I mean, it's not the greatest idea. Straight into Georgie's hands, thankfully. What happened to Ekitike? So he went to push off to come and receive a ball and slipped, and his leg went from under him, and he had to go off. And he looks in pain. Anthony said, we all know what happened against Barcelona. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, but if we're being really honest, this ain't that team. Look, if we get the first goal, you just never know. But yeah, we need to find that breakthrough, because the more it stays this, the more we have to push, the more chances we have to take, the more open we become. Canade now does well, comes across, keeps possession. Well done, Ibu. Back to Georgie. So comments like this from Planted Slightly, get Frimpong out of my club, that's not going to be tolerated, mate. You can do one. It isn't your club. It's our club, all of us together. And just because you don't like Frimpong, tell him to get out of your club. That's just petulant stupidity, mate. Yes, he's not having the best of games, I'll give you that one, but I don't understand that type of carry on. Goal kick to Liverpool, which we get on with quickly. Oh my God, again, ball given away. Vitinha, Kvaratskhelia. Georgie gets a fist on it, drops it to Dembele, and he hits the side netting. We got to stop turning over possession, for the love of God, boys. Come on. Feels like we're hanging on in at the minute, but it doesn't really feel like we're making PSG bend to our will. Easier said than done, I know. They're a good side, but can't be gifting them opportunities like that. Hakimi. Back to Kusanov. You'd imagine there'd be a few minutes added on here at the end of the first half. Kirkes does well to cut that one out. Then plays it forward. Pacho. Nearly. Ball slips under Pacho's foot. Salah thinks he's in, but hang on. PSG on the counter. Side netting. Yeah, Salah thinks he's in, but a challenge comes in on him. He goes to the ground. Referee says nothing doing, and then PSG go straight up the other end and create a chance, which thankfully for us hits side netting. Better get hairdryer on the pitch before the second half, said VI Jokers. Can I still say fuck slot, said Liz. Yes, Liz, by all accounts. Crack on. I just don't understand that the comment from anybody of, get X or Y out of my club. It always feels weird to me. I don't know, maybe I'm just being picky, but you know what? I have no problem with someone saying someone's not playing well, but I don't know, that wording just feels very petulant. Canade, Frimpong, ball inside to Maka, round the outside to Wirtz. No composure. That certainly feels, Andy, like a very good summarization, mate, of what we've seen. Lots of endeavour and effort, but yes, that composure is lacking. Like you said, now is a yellow card shown to Alexis McAllister. 4 minutes were added on at the end of the first half, folks. 4 minutes. And Maka goes into the book for a sliding challenge on João Neves. Honestly, Neves was going to ground before Maka even got there. It's been a frustrating season for Maka, hasn't it? You know, we know the levels Maka is capable of, but we haven't really seen haven't seen the usual Alexis McAllister show up this season. Offside there against PSG for 90 seconds into the 4 minutes added on. Right, Georgie's urging everybody to push up. Players love to talk and play like this as usual, said the guy. Again, so hindsight's easy for me to say this, the guy, but you do wonder why we don't just stick to our 4-3-3 and go with the formation the best used to and just take some more chances. Yeah, I feel it was a very measured approach from Arne and what he tried to do. And it's the two ties. Look, I'll say more of this at half time, but in the two ties against PSG this season, he has tried to change us to find a way to suit them. And he hasn't tried to get our players to force them into playing to our will or putting our best foot forward. And that's, in my opinion, usually the sign of a coach who doesn't have full belief in what's happening. You know, why change things around twice in 2 games away from the formation that we've played with and had success with to some extent over the last 10 years? It feels almost like he's overcomplicating it unnecessarily. Kirkes wins that header. PSG knock it back forward. Kirkes wins it again. Szoboszlai flicks it on. Pacho wins the header. Ball breaks to Hakimi. PSG player still down on the ground here, by the way. Szoboszlai. Wirtz, PSG player, gets back to his feet, but Liverpool give it away. Then Canade steps in to win it back. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Szoboszlai. And like we said before the game, sorry, I'll wait till half time. We're nearly there. Dembele now. He's on the attack. Puts it into the left channel. Vitinha. Back to Dembele. And that is half time, ladies and gentlemen. The referee puts the whistle to his lips. It's 0-0 at half time at Anfield. Look, we said before the game, okay, let's see what happens. And we said, or I said, a manager lives and dies by the decisions that he makes. This was a roll of the dice from Arne tonight. And I think it's fair to say, as of yet, that roll of the dice hasn't really worked. You know, Isak still looks isolated out there and looks like, you know, we aren't on the same wavelength. What I don't understand about Arne, and one of the big gripes that I've had with him over the nearly 2 years he's been at the club, is he talks a lot about what his footballing philosophies are. And he talks a lot about what he wants his team to do. And for me, and again, I am only speaking for me, over the course of 2 legs here against PSG, he's shown almost too much confidence towards them. Not enough belief in us. He's been too worried about what PSG are going to do rather than trying to find a way to get the best out of what we do. And I think when you see a manager make too much change in these 2 big games like that, it's not a good sign. Because if you really have, like I've said, this is Paris Saint-Germain's footballing philosophy. This is how Luis Enrique wants his team to play. He's not changing it up, even with a 2-0 lead. They keep the ball, they try to create overloads, they try to create space, and then they try to exploit it. He has his footballing philosophies. Guardiola has his footballing philosophies. I haven't seen a manager here in Slot believe in what he wants to do and really put that out on the pitch. I haven't seen it. And that is part of the reason why I don't think he's the right guy for this club. You know, you don't bend your philosophies. That's it. And again, we're too reactionary here. We're overthinking it rather than putting our best foot forward. We know what Liverpool is about. 4-3-3, high intensity, high press, aggression. We're not seeing it. Now, the experiment has backfired because it hasn't worked. Isak had 5 touches in that first half. So now what we have is no option off the bench now through the middle because Ekitike, unfortunately, he's gone off injured. He's already said himself Isak can't play more than 45. So now what we're going to have to see in the second half is Gakpo through the middle most likely and Rio on. Why didn't you just go with that from the start? Go with Ekitike through the middle, Salah on the right, young Rio on the left. I don't get it. But this is it. It's his team. It's his opportunity. All this is doing to me, again, can only speak for me, is reinforcing that the doubts I have about the manager are right. Where's the fighting spirit they promised, said Oliver. This team, mate, unfortunately this year, Oliver, has been doing a lot of this. A lot of it. A lot of talking about standards, dying on the pitch, all this shit. But have they backed it up? Not yet. Not yet. Because Slot is desperate. Yeah, of course. Somebody there in the chat just called me a moan. I mean, either you're not a Liverpool fan or you don't know what you're looking at, mate. What would you expect me to say as a Liverpool fan in this scenario? Would you expect me to say that this is going to plan? That we look like we're knocking on the door and a breakthrough is coming any moment? I'm not moaning, I'm just a realist. And I refuse to be a happy clapper. There's still a chance here. There's still a chance. But he needs to realise the best chance we have now is to throw Rio on. To actually have a go at them. And yeah, we might get picked off, but we're going out as it stands anyway. So now it's time to leave nothing on the table. Just have a go. And if you can't stir a performance out of them attacking the Kop in the second half, that's going to tell us a lot as well. So look, 45 minutes to come. There's been a lot of underperforming players in that team again. There's been a lot of mishit passes, heavy touches. What difference saying Frimpong out or you saying get this idiot manager out? I can't see the difference. Because one of them has failed over a long time at the club and has gone consistently backwards. And one of them is a player who's had an up and down season through injury. So I've said why I want the manager out of the club. I've at least articulated my belief as to why I don't think he's good enough. Whereas that dude just said, get Frimpong out of my club. So I understand, yes, it's more difficult to portray your feelings in text. But I just think it's petulant, mate. Like, everyone knows why I want Arne to go. Frimpong's in his first season at the club. It's been up and down with injury. And nobody's saying he's had the greatest of seasons, but it's too early to make a decision on him, for me. But like I said, mate, it is my channel. I will try my best to run it how I see fit. You don't have to agree with everything, that's cool. How did Pacho not get a red card? Said LHLFC. Rich, I don't know, mate. I actually can't even remember the incident, to be honest, that we're talking about. When we had Klopp, he lived by the sword, died by the sword kind of codes, but we had a plan. Your soldiers have to have a plan to win a war. Slot doesn't. Casal said, I'm sorry, mate, I'm slot out too, but if players can't play single passes, can't blame slot for that. No, so I think two things can be right at once. And you're not wrong, dude, about the players and the passes. But you also have to ask who bought the players, who has the plan for the players, who set the tone for the game, who gave the team talk beforehand. So I get it. And this is always, of course, a caveat of the players have to perform as well. But the game plan, to me again, and I think to most of the people in the chat, just feels like trying to be too clever. It is a difficult task, though. These are no mugs. We're playing a good team. Subject 18, 14, 73 and 17 warm up. Maybe even sub 26, said Jaden. Needed intensity, so we picked unfit Isak over Rio. You're not... That's absolutely understandable, what you've said, I think all of us were somewhat surprised not to see Rio, who is confident, who is unknown, really, to this PSG defence to some extent. But again, we can only go with what we see, you and I don't have the ability to make these decisions. Chiesa up front, Rio on the left, Maka off, said Bradley. For me, I'd go Rio, Gakpo at this point, because I don't really think I'd rather Gakpo than Chiesa, if I'm being blunt about it. But Rio, if he's not on at the start of the second half, I don't understand it. I don't, because you see the impact Mo has had. We've definitely looked brighter since Mo's come on, and he's looked quite sharp. It's boys versus men in midfield. The midfield's been the biggest issue for us this season, in my opinion. Biggest issue, mate. They aren't a midfield unit. They aren't. And they're better than we're seeing. Maka hasn't looked himself. Gravenberch doesn't look at it. I don't disagree. They look so sharp, so confident moving the ball through. We look like we're scared to make a mistake. They look like if they make a mistake, they'll figure it out. Chances of slot out Andoni in, I wouldn't know. I know Iriola announced today that he wasn't staying past the end of the season with Bournemouth. After that, I honestly don't know, mate. The man slot doesn't have a philosophy. He's killed our season instead, said Chris Thorne. Look, what that man said earlier on about the players as well is that's more than fair. Of course we're going to be annoyed at the manager, but these players they're not doing the heavy lifting. They're not. Again, too many duels being lost. Too many second balls PSG are winning. They're sharper. Whenever we get on the ball, they're straight up into our face. And if you're looking at it, they've created probably more openings than we have. All we have left is the hope that it's still 2-0 and it's football, or still 2-0 on aggregate, so anything's possible. 15-minute spell of madness, but it's time to let the brakes off now and just go. Just throw it, leave it all out there. Just go hell for leather, 100 miles an hour straight at them. Yes, slot changes like the wind. He creates chaos instead of consistency. Slot out, said John Edinger. Relax, the goals come in the second half when Rio comes on. Trust me, I very much hope you're right, my friend. I very much hope you're right. Connor said the most okay performance of the season when we need to be having a worldie. It just summarises what I've kind of tried to say about the manager at the sideline being a representation. When your manager is Arne, your players are going to be a representation of his philosophy. That shouldn't really come as a surprise. Wirtz hasn't had a good game. McAllister hasn't had a good game. Gravenberch hasn't had a good game. Isak hasn't had a good game. Salah's done well since he's come on. I think Frimpong's probably had a tough night so far. I think Kirkes has done okay. Centre-backs, can't really say too much wrong about the two centre-backs. I think Georgie's look good. Look, the season is on the line. There's 45 minutes left. You go out with a whimper or you go out swinging. Let's see what happens. But I agree with every single one of you that said Rio should come on. Yes. Gakpo is coming on, by the way. We got that confirmation. Shy, said Joe Holland. Nick Raymond said the team is fighting fit, fighting for air and for nothing. Tony said no fight, no spirit, bring on Rio, end it in style. I'm with you on that one, Tony, my man. Jason Vlog said that Rio Salah / duo is needed. Definitely. We're allergic to doing a counter attack. We're overthinking things. There was a really good instance in the first half for me that kind of summed up where we're at. Alexis McAllister got the ball, let's say, in and around the centre circle inside the PSG half. It was very clear what he needed to do. There was a space between two PSG defenders, and he needed to arc the ball with the outside of his right foot into the pathway for Frimpong on the right wing. He doubted himself, he delayed it, and then the opportunity was gone. So it's moments like that where we look like we're having to second think it, where it comes naturally to these PSG players. And I guess that comes with repetition of your system, understanding the movements of the players around you, knowing where to expect them to be, knowing if you give a ball, they're moving 5 yards forward, they'll be there for the return. We're not committing enough bodies forward in that regard. What's the point in putting Ekitike and Isak up top if you're not getting runners up to them? This is shite. He played the wrong team, said Mark. Hey all, said Tanya. How are we, Tanya? Hope you're well, my friend, and thank you again, Tanya, for 17 months with us. These players and manager best tried to play for their paychecks in the second half, said VI Jokers. These are not real footballers, bunch of cowards, said Vasudev, excuse me. We weren't shocking, but we must be better in the second half. No, that's fair, Joseph. We weren't shocking. That's more than fair. This certainly isn't our worst performance of the season or anything like it, but it's a bit underwhelming to some extent as well, because we all said we could understand going out on our shield, going out, leaving it all on the pitch, but it still feels like we're playing within ourselves a little bit. So Connor said, looked like an Achilles for Hugo, which is typically 6 to 12 months. So yeah, hopefully it isn't that. Gakpo is coming on for the second half. Don't recognise the team, said Peter. See they try, but just say they try, but just no. Joker King Gaming said Gakpo warming up. Vitinha doing 1v3 all the time. What a baller. He's incredible. They're so tidy in midfield, aren't they? They really do have great technicians in there. I was optimistic. Silly me, said Itachi. Look, it's not done yet, lads. It's not done. There's 45 minutes. It's football. Anything can happen. You know, a 10-minute phase. Don't give up just yet. I understand it isn't the first half we'd hoped for, but it isn't over yet. We're playing into the cop. Hopefully he lets the leash off in the second half and these guys can open up a bit. Can you see us winning this? It's not out of the question that we win on the night, but, you know, we need to get the first goal and hope that they have a wobble. Confused coach, confused players, said Ravid. Yep. I understand it. Like I said, 2 legs against PSG, 2 different formations that we haven't played all season. It feels like he's overthinking it. The Champions League is a small trophy anyway, said LHLFC. VO Joker said, everybody in the chat said Rio needs to start during the Fulham game. He did, you're right. It was a surprise to me that he wasn't starting. I heard murmurs earlier on that Isak was starting, and I actually didn't believe it, to be honest with you. I appreciate you, Craig. Sending love from Seattle. Come on, Liverpool. Thank you, Leon. Love right back to you, my friend. Right, second half about to get underway. Cody Gakpo is on. Gomez is on as well. Georgie can't kick a ball. Frimpong and Kirkes are technically awful. McAllister is a ghost, being all season. Isak starting. What is wrong with Slot? I mean, I don't really disagree with too much of what you've said there, mate, but I'm just trying to keep a positive mindset for the minute. I'll have my say after the match, but I want to give them every chance, mate. I want to give us every chance. I don't want to be the doom and gloom monger. So after the game, I'll have my say, but for now, I'm just trying to, read out your comments and see how people are feeling. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if I can ask you a little favour, please do hit that subscribe button for me. We're only 22 away from 378,000. Every one of you that hits the button makes a big difference. Problem has been midfield all season, said Stargirl. Errol said, to be honest, Gravenberch hasn't had a good season. We work to play the ball and don't make the ball do the work. Don't make the runs off the ball. Yep. I just don't like him in the role he's in. I want Gravenberch further forward. I want a proper number 6. But look, as I said, my man, we've 45 minutes to save our Champions League campaign. We're attacking the Cup. Let's hope for a miracle. Right, Maka about to kick off now for the second half. Referee's just waiting for the signal from the sideline. And we're underway for the second half. Ball goes back to Virgil and he launches it long. Now, what has annoyed me here is he hasn't brought on Rio. And that has annoyed me. Szoboszlai puts in a cross. Oh, ricochets there and it just about goes through to the keeper. The longer this goes on, the more desperate we get. Mistake will show PSG don't have to attack, so can just sit back. Yeah, you're not wrong. But that was always going to be the case. At some point, we're going to really just have to up the risk factor. Offside there against Gakpo. So he's pushed Wirtz out to the left, Gakpo through the middle and Salah on the right. Our manager is a genius. Planned 1 out of 3 subs break at half time. Now with an injury in the first half too, we only have one more chance to make subs before extra time. So the halftime sub doesn't count as one of your 3 subs with regards to substitution periods you're allowed to have. So we have made 3 changes, but if we wanted to, we could make 2 more substitutions as ones, or he could make 1-2. We all feel the pain. Stay strong, everyone, said VI Jokers. Yep. I'm just astonished that we haven't seen Rio come out here for the second half. Kirkes. De Wirtz. He tries to spread it out to Salah. It's intercepted though. Gravenberch steps in, plays the ball to Gomez. Out to Salah. So Frimpong's gone off, Gomez on. And obviously Isak off, Gakpo on. They're the 2 changes. Kirkes around the corner to Gravenberch. Back to Kirkes. His ball inside's intercepted and PSG bring it away. Szoboszlai goes across to try and challenge. Well done, boys. Liverpool have it back. It's with Szoboszlai. Desiree Doué's still in a heap over there by the advertising hoardings, but he's off the pitch. Gomez to Salah. Salah cuts inside. Tries a ball in. It's flicked on. Gakpo gets a touch but can't get the second touch on it and it goes behind. Doué's still off the pitch, but he is off the pitch, so I'm not trying to be heartless about it, but I mean genuinely he is off the pitch so he can get treatment. Slot will blame Rio and Chiesa for this if we don't get through, said Branca. So Doué is getting a bit of treatment over there now. The PSG medical staff have gone across to him. PSG currently down to 10. Goal kick taken. Goes long. Gomez heads it forward. Ball's in midfield now. Wirtz flicks it on to Gakpo. Oh, Gakpo's strike took a little nick and the keeper scrambled across and he pushes it behind for a corner. Come on, boys. Come on. It didn't actually take a nick. He just kicked it, kind of hit the ground a bit and it was sliding along. But keeper does come across and make a save. Bit of a daisy cutter there. Salah to take the corner. Ball in. Oh, Gomez wins the header and puts it over. Oh, he had a bit of space down near post, Joe. Just couldn't get the direction on it. Yep, he gets there ahead of the keeper as well. He just can't put it goalwards. Oh, unlucky. Have you seen the ref for the City game? Joke, PGMOL. I haven't, but I'm guessing it's going to be Oliver, is it? Because he's usually the go-to for all the big City games. Gakpo. Out to Kirkes. Key tries across. Bounces off a PSG player who goes to the ground. Ball goes out on the far side. PSG throw in. So Doué's back on the ground now. He comes on the pitch and now he's back on the ground. So it looks like he'll be going off. Look, the intensity level certainly been ratcheted up here second half, but I can't help but feel he's still missing a trick by not putting Rio on. It was actually one of the, I think it was one of the soundmen or cameramen that Doué collided into. City versus Arsenal refs Anthony Taylor. Arsenal hate Anthony Taylor, am I not wrong? My recollection is Arsenal fans hate Anthony Taylor, but I might be wrong on that one. I know Chelsea fans aren't a fan. Ball boy. No, Leona, it looked like he hit a tripod or something. It looked like he collided into a tripod or a sound boom arm or something like that. It's Anthony Taylor, the one who lives in Manchester, said Malty. Look, I've said for a few years I'd love to see a group of European referees who just go around and do spells in different leagues so we don't have this potential headache of geography, shall we say. Right, so Doué off, Barcola on. Change for PSG. Rain's really pouring down there at Anfield. So here comes the change, as I said. Desiree Doué off, Bradley Barcola on. Right, PSG eventually just take the throw in and hook the ball forward and it goes out play. Liverpool ball. Kirkes flings it back to Virgil. Virgil across to Canade. Canade, good ball through the lines to Wirtz. Now to Salah. Lovely vision that. Little 1-2 Salah. Oh, it's a fucking heavy touch. Again, lads, our first touch. Fucking hell. Canade steps in to win it back. Ball makes its way to Salah again. Why'd you let that run across your body, Mo? Yeah, Kieran, Slot won the league last year. You should be grateful to Slot. Yeah, I was, Kieran, but that gratefulness is worn off. Mate, maybe you're a cook who just wants to accept mediocrity, but it's not me. And Slot didn't kick a single ball last year. The players won the fucking league. Jesus Christ. But like I've said, that good grace is gone. But try harder, Kieran, because nobody with half a brain cell believes what the manager's doing is working. But you keep trying to bait me, bro. That's the best you have. Everyone's grateful to Slot. He'll always be remembered as a title-winning manager. But that only buys you so much grace. The heavy first touch there from Mo. Barca 3-1 now. So they're back aggregate level in that tie. PSG clear the lines with Pacho. Almost 9 minutes gone here in the second half. It's certainly been an upping of the intensity levels, but no real clear-cut chances created yet. Liverpool believes in Slaw. No, they don't. Oof. Gravenberch. No, but look, Liverpool don't believe in Slaw. Because to believe in what Slot's doing, you'd have to be stupid at this point. And look, let's be honest about this. FSG know about as much about football as my dog. So, whether they believe in Slot or not, I don't need their belief to make my own opinion up. And my opinion, like many other Liverpool fans, is that the players are better than we're seeing. And between them and Arna, it's just not working this season. But look, I can't tell anyone else how to feel. Nor do I try to tell anybody else how to feel. If you're happy and you think he won the league last year and you're happy, then cool. But don't moan about the results. And when next year comes, if he's there and it's no better, remember, you wanted it. How many ads will you have on the stream? As many as I want. The fucking sense of entitlement. Your content is free, bro. I don't have a paywall. Do I not deserve to put food in my kids' bellies and a roof over my head? Should I just do everything for free because you don't want to watch an ad? A bit of respect, mate. The channel is free. We're the biggest Liverpool content provider that doesn't have a paywall. And that's not easy. So, a bit more class. Or get YouTube Premium, you won't have any ads. But either way, drop the sense of entitlement. Do you write to TV companies moaning about ads? I'm allowed to make a living as well, dude. Come on. Salah. Still Salah. Tries to dink one in. Oh! Kirkes coming through on the far side. Side foots it. It's a beautiful ball by Mohamed Salah. Kirkes times his run beautifully. Mo picks him out. He tries to side foot it and pick out the far corner. Just can't guide it goalwards. It was a well executed move. Oh, just unlucky. Fuck. Kind of bounced just ahead of him as well. He was trying to cushion it into the corner, but just couldn't get the curl on it. But again, Mo has had some impact since he's come on. He's been by far and away the best player out there. Oh, so apparently someone say, I think I'm right in saying someone said the Barca goal was ruled out, so it's still 2-1. Still no sign of Rio, by the way. Fuck's sake. Gravenberch. Back out to Salah. Ball in. Too close to Sufanov. Liverpool have looked a lot better this half. Yeah, definitely agree. Going back to a system that we're used to. Canade, he goes back to Georgie. Offside flag goes up though. If Amarim came in, would we have won the league? Don't know. I mean, it's an impossible guess, JJ. It's like I've been also asked if Klopp stayed a year longer, would we have won the league? These are things we'll never know. But Arna did win the league. And he got enough praise for that. But this season, we're unfortunately a lot off the pace. Canade, Soboslai. Back to Salah. Tries to pick out Wirtz. PSG get bodies back though and get a foot in. Canade does well. Liverpool are doing really well here at condensing the pitch, squeezing PSG. Much, much better here. And again, it's no surprise that when we go to a formation that they're used to, we can up the ante a bit. Come on, boys. They deserve something from this. Virgil to Canade. Canade slips one into Salah. Salah puts in a low cross. Wirtz back to Salah. I don't know why Wirtz didn't just fucking pull the trigger. Gomez slides in. Pacho now for PSG. He clears it. Come on, boys. Virgil. Down to Canade. Man on. Well done, Ibu. Ibu's had a good game. Soboslai. Another misplaced pass. Now PSG try to counter. 3-on-2. They slipped in with Dembele. He rolls it across. Oh, yes, Georgie. Offside flag goes up against Hakimi. Well done, boys. Well done, Georgie. That is the danger, you know. You do make a mistake like Dom did there by giving the ball away, but thankfully Dembele went too early and the linesman correctly got the flag up. Ball out to Wirtz. He cuts inside. Rolls it into Gakpo. Back to Wirtz. Slips it back through to Gakpo. Round the outside, Gakpo tries a cross. Cleared again by PSG. Come on. Clock ain't their friend here. PSG move it into the left channel with Ousmane Dembele. Not much sport out with him. Vitinha now. Marquinhos. Good ball into the right channel. Kirke steps across. Puts it out for a throw-in. Don't get it. We need Rio. Sick of this slot, said James Hart. It is starting to get very frustrating that we don't see Rio. I don't agree with him not being on at this point. Free kick, foul on Gakpo. Deep inside our own half, though. Georgie. Back to Kirkes. He tries the ball forward, but it's too much on that, and it goes through to Sufanov. He throws the ball out left side. Again, Soboslai comes across. Gomez picks up the second ball. Into Gravenberch, to Virgil. To Kirkes. Down the line to Gravenberch. Right body. Get bodies forward, boys. Come on. Gravenberch. Strike! Oh, keeper gets down and saves it in his near post. This is why I heavily dislike Arne Slot, said Mr. A. Centino. Here comes Rio now, getting warmed up with 27 to go. This has the feeling of a 1-0 or 0-0 game, said Jacko. It has the feeling that he left it too long to take the handbrake off, is how I feel about it, mate. This could have been us from the start. Gomez, strike, blocked. You know, there's going to be a whole lot of what ifs, but let's see what happens. Wirtz, back to Soboslai. His strike. That's a penalty. Penalty. Penalty to Liverpool. Penalty. Penalty. Maka got, it was one of those that Maka got his foot in ahead of the PSG player. He then kicks the foot of McAllister, who goes to ground. Let's have a look at it in replay. Macca. It's not a great angle, to be fair. There's not a lot in that. There's not a lot in that. We're still waiting for VAR here. Oh, he's gone to the monitor. Fuck off. This means this getting overturned. He's gone to the monitor. Look, I felt it was soft. Well, I said soft, but I hope we get away with it. Here he comes to the monitor now to overturn this. Well, we're not seeing anything here on the monitor that the referee's seeing. We're just seeing an empty 18-yard box. No penalty. Overturned. Penalty overturned. Don't really know. There's not much to say on it. You know, it was overturned. It is what it is. You know, I can't really push back too much against that. I would have been very unhappy if it was given against us. So, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. Here comes Rio on. Gomez gone off already. So Gomez gone off with an injury here because the physio's talking to him. Fuck's sake. How bad does it get after the money Slot is spent that we're praying for a teenager to save our season? Win, lose or draw, he has to go. Looks like Gomez could have an injury here as well. We're getting no luck here. Look, I'd have taken the penalty if it was given. Of course I would have. But much like the one that was overturned for them in the first leg, it was probably the right decision. There was a touch on the bottom of McAllister's foot, but I don't know. Rio now. Corner. Well done, Rio. Straight away on, taking his man on, wins the corner. Come on, boys. No, I seen he clicked the back of his heel at him. I seen it. I did see it, mate. All I'm trying to say to you is I understand the referee turning it over. I'm not trying to say there was no contact, but of course I'd have taken it, bro, if it was given. Cross in. Oh! Header from Macca and it's gone wide. I thought that was in. Unlucky. Macca gets across. Oh, he just doesn't get the guidance on it. Gets Barcola out of the way, then heads it. And unfortunately can't direct it goalwards. Matthew said Rio sub is welcome, but my God, what has Macca done to deserve this much game time with Curtis on the bench? It's insane. Ekitike went off with a pretty bad injury, Adam, mate, unfortunately, in the first half. We don't know the extent of it yet, but it looks a bad one. Salah. Soboslai. Back to Georgie. Georgie goes long. PSG clear it. It'll be a Liverpool throw-in on the near side. Gravenberch. Salah, just can't get unlucky. Tried to bundle his way through, but PSG eventually crowd him out. Come on, boys. Virgil steps in to win it back. Gakpo. His ball in ricochets. Then Rio fouls into free out clear. Sahil said, "Hey Craig, just want to appreciate how you're always consistent with being unbiased and fair when it comes to decisions like penalties or VAR. Noticed it many times now." Thank you, Sahil. Look, I always give an honest opinion, mate. You know, I'm not saying my opinion's right, but I give an honest opinion on penalties because I always try to put myself in the shoes of the other team and think, if this was against us, would I have... Of course I'd have taken that pen if it was given, but I understand wholeheartedly why it was overturned. If it was given against us, I'd be fuming. So I always try to be honest on it, mate, but I'm not saying I always get it right. But thank you. Macca, best player on the pitch, ran his socks off. Macca's been shite, in my opinion, Killy. I don't know if the chat agree or not, but I don't think Macca's had a good game at all. Salah to Gakpo. De Weerts again, put the boot through it. Macca, shot blocked, drops to Kirkes. To Rio. Rio. Shot, saved, unlucky. Well done, Rio, though. Unlucky. Kid's already shown why he should have been on from the start. The what ifs are definitely going to be coming out at the end of this one. Well done, Rio. Georgie goes long up to Salah. To Gakpo. You should have let that go to Rio. Maybe they can get a shout. I don't know. Kirkes heads it on. Gravenberch, he's dispossessed. PSG. Again, Liverpool swarmed and win the ball back. Kirkes to Rio. His side footer ricochets back to a PSG player. PSG now playing it through midfield. Kvaratskhelia. Dembele. Ball now out to Barcola. Barcola's got Soboslai and Canada there. Goes back to Kvaratskhelia. Dembele. Strike. Goal. That's the tie over. Dembele outside the box. Left foot. Bottom corner. 1-0. Game, set, and match. It's a class finish. Class finish from Dembele. That one hurts. It's Barcola on the counter. Pulls it back to the edge of the box to Kvaratskhelia. Dembele pulls into a pocket of space. He gets the ball. Dummies. Puts it onto his left. That's a good strike. That's a good strike. Oh, that feels like a sucker punch. Yeah, that one feels like a sucker punch. I don't know what Soboslai's again waving his fucking arms around for. I don't like this. I don't like this after the fact attitude from the lads. We always knew this could be the case, you know, high risk. Salah now. His ball in takes a ricochet. Referee says offside though. Free kick. Slot's choice or people above tactics. It's just too late. Just went too late, but to get back to the formation he should have started with. McAllister off, Jones on now, but 16 minutes to go. 3 goals needed. PSG on the attack again. If Dembele went to ground there, we'd have got a penalty. Georgie clipped his ankle, but he stood on his feet, and eventually the ball goes wide. It's just chaos now, lads. That's all it is at this point. It's just chaos. Devon, thank you, mate. PSG now pushing again as the gaps start to appear. Referee stops it as there's a collision between Kirkes and Barcola. Maddie said good performance tonight. Is it though? There was a bit of effort and fighting there, Maddie. No denying that, mate. Yes, but again, it feels too little, too late. The keeper's a donkey. You're a fucking idiot. How you try to blame the keeper in any way on that goal is just idiotic. It was a great finish into the corner. No blame on Georgie for that whatsoever. Me and my boys supporting from Canada. Going to be a miserable day for us. So frustrated. Said it's Oliver. Sending love to you and your boys, mate. Yeah. This result is on the manager for both legs. Sack him, said Stevie Boy. Slot's journal is going to be working hard tonight. They will, and I fully know what to expect. The gallant loser bullshit, but look, I said and I promised I'm going to bite my tongue until the match reaction. I've tried to just stay as level-headed as I can throughout the 90 minutes and let people have their say. I'll have mine at the end of the match. This is on the owner's investment in Watts at VI Jokers. This game was lost last week. Slot is a coward, said Tipsy Dipsy. Yeah, like I said, by all means, you guys have your say, and I'm here to read out your comments and try to get your views across. I'll have mine for the match reaction because I'm just trying to compose my thoughts over the 2 legs. Another corner here to Liverpool. Stjin said sack Slot. Well, look, if we do lose this, mate, it's loss number 17 of the season. Not one game I've enjoyed. I've watched them all, said BM. Salah's corner in, pushed away by Kusanov, and then hooked away by Vitinha. Yeah, look, I got to be honest, guys. I think the reason this isn't hurting me as much as other years is because my expectation level coming in today was tempered. I didn't expect much. Sorry, I said Kusanov. You're right. My fucking head's gone, mate. Apologies. My head's gone. Vitinha. Kvaratskhelia. Big Bud. Thank you, mate. Did I back PSG at least? No, I didn't put anything on the game at all, to be honest with you, Gary, mate. Dominic said, I can't watch anymore. I'm done. I'm not going to... The pain is washing over me right now. I'm not going to lie. We're lucky 5th is a Champions League spot this season. Yeah, we are, Keith. That's why I don't agree with that being enough to keep him, Keith. 5th, where if there wasn't a Champions League spot, would be a sackable offence. So for me, being 5th with this team isn't right. It's constantly making the same mistakes and no change. Loving the channel, mate. Keep it up. Thank you. It's Oliver. Yeah, and look, like I said, I have a lot I want to say, and I'm not going to hold back at the end of the game, I promise you. But I promised myself coming into this game tonight that I'm going to let the comments do the talking for the game, and I'll have my say afterwards. Grafenberch, he's dispossessed. I can't be mad at the lads tonight. Feels we'd no luck. Look, the effort was a bit better. There's no denying that. But too little, too late, unfortunately. Slot has a cancer. He's ruining our club. Why is he still in charge? The owners clearly don't watch the matches or give a damn. Won't be watching anymore, said Owen. And Nessie said, media going to tell us we put in a really good fight, which will carry on next season as well. Pathetic. Look, I'll try to summarise it as best as I can at the end of the game. Another half chance here. Jones is dispossessed by Marquinhos. So finally, when PSG get back on their coach to Paris, they can talk at their favourite assistant Dutch fraud with. They can take their favourite assistant Dutch fraud with them. We lost the tie in Paris. Poor clueless tactics has lost this. I've no belief in the manager at all. He needs to go. Doesn't have a clue. 17 losses is not acceptable in anyone's eyes. Change now, said Charles Walsh. The man is out of his depth. No desire to change, said Harvey Lewis. And thank you for 23 months with us as a member, my friend. Canade, brilliant today. I agree. I think he's had a really good display. Yeah, can't argue with that. We should have had a penalty. Respectfully, I disagree. I don't think it was a penalty, but again, it doesn't, it is what it is. You and I can't change it. Do people actually think Kirkes, Frimpong are good enough to start for Liverpool? I certainly do with Kirkes, mate. I really do. You have to remember, it is his first season with us. He is still a young fullback, albeit a fairly experienced one. Jeremy, I don't 100% know yet. And the big question that I had about Jeremy when he came in was, can we really utilise him in the way he should be utilised as a natural right back? The answer is probably no. He's a right wing back, but we knew that when we brought him in. We can't score at home with this crowd is wild, said Owen. Canada now carries the ball forward. I feel so sad right now, lads. I'm not going to lie. I feel so flat. Salah to Soboslai. Kirkes to Rio. He backheels at the Kirkes. Back to Gakpo. Jones. Gakpo goes to the ground. Referee waves it away. Such a frustrating game. PSG kept getting a touch on everything and too many extra touches. Hit early cross. Hope for a second ball. They're just a better team than us. They're better coached than us. Their players are hungrier than ours. They understand the system better. They're braver. So glad Slot give Isak 45 minutes of pre-season. That starting Isak to me is the biggest egregious part of all of this. But like I said, I'll have my say at the end. Fed up but not shocked. We are the Titanic and every opposition has an iceberg. Please get me a lifeboat. I feel numb to all this now, said Carl. 56 months as well, Carl. Legend, mate. I missed the rat, I can't lie, said Jack Veneer. Or Venter, excuse me, mate. Slot has studied and glazed PSG all year just to lose to them twice. Get out, please. The job's too big for him. It's not even to the glazing of them that winds me up, Nessie. It's the throwing all of your football philosophies and beliefs out the window because you're cowering down to PSG. That's the part that, I'm going to try to explain as best as I can after the game. It's a weak losing mentality that he has, and it exudes from him. I go into every game thinking we're going to lose thanks to that fraud, said Mr. A. Centino. Keith Seary said, I think Bayern Munich will go on and win the Champions League. Well, I tell you what, I'll certainly be an interested observer of the two semi-final legs between PSG and Bayern because it's going to be two good games of football. Slot out. I don't think there's too many disagreeing with you on that, my friend. Rio, 5 minutes to go. Rio to Gakpo. His ball into Salah. Again, just that heavy first touch. And PSG get a foot in and clear it. Szoboszlai has been the best player all season. Hopefully we'll get his move to a bigger club. There is no bigger clubs for me as a Liverpool fan. And yeah, look, I don't know what happens, but I'm more concerned about my football club than any individual players' dream moves or careers. We missed so many chances, just get him gone, said Leona. Slot out of our club. You're a disgrace, said Mitchell. I hope that's aimed at Slot and not me, Mitchell. I'm not giving up on any player until we get a right manager, said Brian. Look, I just have this thing, Brian, where I try not to write off a player in their first season with us. Because I've been around long enough to see players come in, like Szoboszlai, who's a good example, that take time, a season, maybe a season and a half to settle in. Yeah. Salah, ball, again, dispossessed. All I'm hoping for is a Rio goal, said Resistance. Kirkes, straight at the keeper. Sufanov just palms that one down. Just feels like one of them nights. Sorry, Craig was Slot. You're a legend. Appreciate you clearing it up, Mitchell. Thank you, my man. Chad, how are you, bro? Hey, Craig, hope you well. Liverpool have scored 1 goal against PSG in 390 minutes. Yep. Look, I know there's a lot of people who are expecting to see the journalist glazing this performance and trying to put some positive spin on it, but I'm going to try to tell you what I believe to be the truth at the end of this game. And I promise you I've been composed throughout the game because I promised myself tonight I'm going to let the game be about the chat and I'm going to have my say when I know the result and I know exactly how the tie has gone. Charles Walsh said, very sad and frustrated now, Slot out of LFC. This is just sad. What's his tactics are shite, said Josh Munger. It's cowardly, Josh. That's all this has been from Slot over 2 legs, is cowardly. And what I mean by that is, like I said, it's cowardly because he set himself up worrying more about PSG than his own team. And psychologically, that's a weak point straight away. And it sends the wrong message into that dressing room. Szoboszlai still trying to play the way out and get something, but PSG still battling and fighting for every ball. Salah to Rio. Unfortunately, side netting. I think it's a corner though. Why did he waste the first half, play the same shite? There was 20 minutes, we looked good, said Robert. Again, I think I do have an answer for you, mate, but I'll wait for the match reaction. Oof. Another half chance, unfortunately, goes wide. Hope your investment is going well. I don't know what that is about. Slot is PSG's 12th man, said Bradley. No goals over 180 minutes shows we're in where we are in Europe, said Trucking Songs. Here comes the added on time, 6 minutes left. Look, let's be frank about this, lads. We're losing to a better team. It hurts to say that, but to say anything else would be disingenuous. They're a better side than us. They're better coached than us. They're fitter than us. They're better technically than us. They understand what the manager wants from them more than us. That's just the harsh reality of it, unfortunately. This will be 1 win in 5. And here's another ball across. Here's another goal. 2-0, 4-0 on the night, or 4-0 on aggregate. Another one for PSG. Dembele again. On top, then Slot makes a tactical change. Szoboszlai to right back, Maka from 10 to 6. Gomez subbed off after 20 minutes. How stupid can he be? If you're on top, keep it the same. So what I don't know, Paddy Wacker, is if there's an injury to Gomez, because when he came off, one of the physios went over to him, so I don't know if he felt something. Absolutely bullied by a French team from the McDonald's League for the 4th time in 2 years. Embarrassing, said Peter. Slot got what he deserved over the 2 legs. He got what he deserved. He sent us out there feeling inferior, and he got what he deserved. Youngin, Lino official, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Look, before I get into the match reaction and the anger and everything that is going to flow out of me, it's important to remember that there were 2 teams involved in this tie, and congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain. They were the better side again over 2 legs, and best of luck to them for the remainder of the tournament. There's no denying it. They are a better team. They deserve to be through, and we got to learn from it and be better. So congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain, their fans, and their team. They're the better side. Can't deny it. Imagine how our new signings feel after seeing us win the league last year, but they've really signed up to this shite, said Beng. Bring Chiesa on for 5 minutes. Genius manager, said I feel like Jerome. I ain't getting my takeaway if it makes you feel better. No, I wish you did get your takeaway, mate. At least that'll give me something, to be happy about for you anyway. 17 losses now this season in 1 fucking season. Don't miss the match reaction, folks, because I've tempered my anger. I've said nothing throughout this game because I'm waiting for the reaction at the end of it because I have a lot I want to get off my chest. Kvaratskhelia spins inside. Still Kvaratskhelia. Strike cleared by Kirkes. Anfield's emptying out. And, you know, who can blame them? It's been another chastening night. What is Slot clapping? I don't know. Hopefully somebody's giving him the nod that he's getting fired. I'm not even going to blame Slot. I am. Don't worry about that. Liverpool players are let down today. If PSG had the crosses, should have had the chances, they would have been 5. Look, the players don't get a free pass, but make no mistake, for me, the manager is the problem. Not the only problem, granted, but the problem, the bigger one. And never again listen to these players talk. Nessie, I've been saying it all season to you, mate, and to everybody in the chat, and all I get is grief over it. But I understand body language, and I understand fakeness when I see it. There was nothing in those words from the players. Nothing. They've done too much talking this year, and not enough living up to their words. You know, talk is cheap, as they say, and they haven't lived up to it. They put in a bit of a fight by all means, but too little too late. Weak as man, weak as defence was utter garbage, said Branca. I love VVD. We need a new captain. No fight in this team. As much as Slot is to blame, the captain is also. Too many lazy, listless performances. I've said it before. You know, it seeps from the leadership. Whether that is the captain or the manager, this languid, relaxed attitude is bullshit. And it's all over. The referee blows the whistle. It finishes Paris Saint-Germain 4, Liverpool 0 on aggregate, 2-0 on the night, beaten home and away, and the better team won. Can't argue against that. Congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain. And yeah, better team won. We were far, far, far second best. I love the channel. Slot needs to go ASAP, said James Parker. Keith said, can't deal with another season of this crap. Mark Hamilton said, feels so deflating. Slot has to go. Great content as always, Craig. Thank you, man. Feel empty inside, mate. This can't go on. I know, Colin, I kind of feel like I'm coasting through the end of the season, mate, because what is there to be emotionally invested in at this point? Look, ladies and gentlemen, our match reaction is coming up in 60 seconds' time. I've bitten my tongue until this point because I wanted to make the game about you guys, about your comments. I'm going to have my say in the match reaction. Start Isak next to Hugo after being out for months. Start Mo and bring Cody before Rio. This is heartbreaking. Sack, not to Liverpool, we know. £240,000 paid by fans to watch this. Wow. Or sorry, 2.4 million, my apologies, paid by fans to watch this. Wow. Wirtz is such a ghost in the biggest game, said 1994 sports fanatic. Look, folks, I will see you in 60 seconds, and I'll try to give you my honest assessment of where we're at, what happened here, and why we were beaten home and away. Again, congratulations to PSG. Thank you all for being with us tonight. I appreciate you greatly. I know it's not an easy one for us. I've been bottling it up, but I'm going to have me say in a few seconds. Love you all to bits. Do hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do.